Okay, I hope the mic is working. And hello, and welcome back to Impasani EXO. And today I'll be doing something a little bit different than usual. Last week I was playing the Monster High 13 versus Nintendo DS. Yeah, DS version. Yeah, I always get confused. 3DS and DS version, they're quite similar, but they're not the same. And today I decided to maybe just react to some TikToks and read about some Monster High Diaries. I haven't really done that much for about it. Like in the past, I did collect some dolls and they include some diaries, but I haven't like collect all the dolls, so I haven't seen all the diaries. So I thought it'll be really cool for me to actually read it for once. So let's just get started. And I'm also recording content for my own YouTube videos. And I'm trying to get used to this setup. Okay, I decided to react to some really popular viral Monster High TikToks. I have no clue like what am I gonna expect from this, but let's just watch it together, okay? And also, I'm not turning on the desktop audio because sometimes like TikTok they use like copyrighted music, so I'm not gonna do that. That's why you're not gonna hear the actual songs or what they're gonna say. So you're just gonna listen to me, basically. Okay, I hear the Monster High fight song, so that is Toralei. Oh, she's gonna do cosplay of Toralei. I'm just making sure that the audio is low enough for me to speak about it. Oh, okay. Is he doing some face paint? Oh, okay, that Sailor Orange is really nice. It's so bronzy, so fabulous. Oh, I like the green. The green orange looks really nice. And the purple too. Wow. This is absolutely amazing. There must be like professional makeup artists or something. Oh, okay. So she's drawing in some stripes. Okay. Wow, everything's like coming together. And also the fangs look realistic. Wow. Girl, you did a really great job. Everything matches. Maybe just add some cat hair bands. Okay, they're also using the Monster High fight song. Are you turning into Venus McFlytrap? With the green, I assume? Okay, I love the contour. It looks so nice though. Wow, the pink. I love that pink. Absolutely love it. Wow. Okay, is that concealer? Or... Oh, okay, some glitter on it. That's some really nice eyeliner there. I'm really bad at eyeliner actually in real life. So I really need some more practice. Oh, those eyelashes. I love the transition. Oh, the teeth. Wow, that's so creative that she DIY'd her vines, and even the wig is so amazing. Like professional cosplayers right here. And I'm doing some cosplay right here, so at least it's kind of related. Oh, are you turning into Laguna? Oh, Frankie, that's like the minty color. Oh, she looks more blue in this. Okay, the eyelashes are really nice. Right now I feel like I'm guessing what characters are they even cosplaying as. Wow. Okay, that's definitely Frankie. Oh, that's really cool though. Although it's really creepy to have like 4 eyes. She's wearing some white hairspray? 1 hour hairspray. Oh, that's pretty good actually. She does look like an actual Monster High doll. Oh, she's cutting actual bands. Wow, the commitment to this cosplay. This is absolutely amazing. Okay, she's doing some foundation right there. Some really flake eyebrows on trend. Oh, I really like that lilac-y color. Are you turning into Dracula? I really need to learn like these dramatic eyelashes kind of thing. Wow, they're eyeliners. Oh, okay, I really love the lip. It's so like purpley and glossy kind of color. So I think, oh, it's Elizabeth inspired. That's absolutely amazing. Also, she did spray a little bit purple in her hair. Honestly, her look, she could just walk out like on the streets and just slay it. So she's turning to Dracula. Oh, some pink face paint. I love the commitment, even they like actual like face paint their own ears. And also like the highlight and contour stuff is like different shades of their skin color. Ooh, okay, I love that wing. That is so soft that they could just cut people. Ooh, some nice dramatic eyelashes. Ooh, okay. Ooh, some pink highlights, I love it. Okay, she's getting bangs too? Okay, so it's Dracula inspired. Nice! The pink and her brown hair looks really nice too, actually. Ooh, okay. Have I seen this one before? Some of them just looks the same to me. Are you turning into Laguna? Wow, okay. I love the purple and the blues. They look so nice together, actually. Ooh, some glitter. Wow, okay. So some freckles, a pink lip. Honestly, I applaud them for doing these makeup. They look so wonderful, amazing. Wow, okay. She went and made the full costume. They look so nice. Wow, I am impressed. I'm getting like cosplay envy. Okay, right now there's also adverts, so we have to skip through it too. Okay, we're turning into Spectra. This is absolutely amazing. Like everyone's cosplay skill is so amazing, kind of thing. I'm getting a bit jealous. Well, for today's look, I did try to have my own cosplay. Yeah, Spectra is like a really popular character, in my opinion, when it comes to Monster High. I'm surprised with that, actually. I do like Spectra. She's not like my top favorites. Ooh, the plum purple looks really nice. Well, that's not really plum, but... Ooh, even her hair looks amazing. I think she spray painted it than actual a wig. And also Goya's there. I didn't know Spectra and Goya are besties. And you're turning into Hulk Hyde. Wow. Yes, good word. That's so funny. Yo, can you react to my music? Well, it depends like what it is actually. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, so he has like the eyebrows and he's drawing into the face paint and also the fake piercing. Oh, the contacts actually elevated it. And also, thank you so much for following. Wow, the transformation is really nice. Okay, she's transforming into Frankie. Okay. Sometimes it's like there's always like a few TikTokers. I think they're just like doing every Monster High character there is. I will sometimes check out the chat, but right now I'm also reacting to this for my YouTube channel. I'm also like recording at the same time. Right now I'm only reacting to like Monster High content that's really relevant to my channel. So I won't be reacting to much music in general because my channel isn't have anything to do with music. Okay, are you transforming into another character or is it a zombie character? I'm wondering. Right now I feel like it's like guess the character before he finishes his makeup kind of thing. Okay, that's some really bold eyebrows. I mean, I just can't believe like how much time they put into these transformation videos. It's just like I can't imagine how hard is it for them to remove all the makeup from their face. Wow. Okay. Absolutely impressed. Oh, she only has like purple hair, so that'll be easy. Okay, she's doing some foundation, purple eyeshadow. Right now I'm getting like a masterclass when it comes to cosplay. Oh, okay. Just like smoking her eyeshadows out. And oh, maybe I should try something this bold with the eyeliner. I haven't really tried that much. I'm not that experimental with eyeliner since I'm actually terrible with it. Okay. Also, her look is like already like spectralist when it comes to her top. Okay. Now I think about it, I don't really own any purple lipstick. It's because like it's so impractical. It's like I really want to try and experiment different like lip colors and stuff, but you just use it once and throw it away. That's the problem. It's kind of a waste in my opinion. And there's also a lot of efforts. Okay, transforming into Cleo. I haven't seen much Cleo TikTok yet. Oh, she already has like some gold in her hair, like the highlights. Okay, she's wearing some purple eyeshadow. Okay, so she's putting some like white primer and just prime it, and then adding some dark purple. Okay, that eyeliner is definitely Cleo. Okay, that's really amazing. Okay, her eyelashes are... Okay, that's definitely Cleo and her red lipstick. And also... Okay, she's transforming into Abby. That's really cool actually. Okay, she only has the top. Like, did she just buy it or she just made it? That's like really amazing actually. Right now I'm just gonna check the chat. Red Media, I don't really need much of a pitch right now. I'm not really interested in any of that, but just feel free to enjoy the content. If not, you could just go to a different stream. Okay. At first I thought her eyeshadow was like orange, but I guess that's like a white eyeshadow color. Okay, she got a white wig. Okay. I love the tiara, by the way. Okay, so that's Abby Bowenville. I'm just gonna skip past some of them because we've seen like some of the characters already, actually. Okay, I really love her pink eyeshadow. It's really sparkly. And also her eyebrows. Right now, I feel like maybe in the future, maybe I should just follow one of these TikToks when it comes to cosplay and stuff. Okay, the contact lenses are really cool. I love how people just like DIY their own character costumes, even though it's not like exact replica. It's just still really cool in general. I do feel like there are some characters that are really popular to cosplay. Definitely Frankie and Dracula is definitely some of the top characters that people cosplay. But yeah, I don't think I've seen much Claudine yet. There is, but maybe in this video compilation. Actually, I never thought like purple and green looked so good together actually. Okay. Wow, okay. Okay, I couldn't... Oh, so that's her stitches. At first I couldn't see it because it's like silver. Creative with the paper and the cutouts. Oh, we're finally getting a claw. This is like new. Okay. Yep, you definitely have to make sure those eyebrows are on fleek with Claude. He's definitely the guy with the eyebrows. Okay. Okay, he's just like getting some energies first and then continue with the makeup. Oh, and yes, and also the fangs. Definitely ties the look together, actually. Oh, he changed his contact lenses. Wow, okay. Okay, she's turning into Dracula. I really don't mind if they like show the character like at the beginning. At least I know what character they transform into. The ones without, I feel like I'm just like doing a guess who game actually. Ooh, okay. I personally think that maybe is it the lighting or just the pink is a bit different for... Wait, maybe it's not for Dracula, is it? Okay, this one's a bit more like easier when it comes to like children and for Halloween. I would say this definitely inspired. Oh, okay, we're finally getting a Claudine now. Oh, okay. Some foundation and concealer. Eyeshadow. I'm gonna pause it right here. I could hear like my door is like moving. It's not probably shut, so I'm gonna go there for a second. Don't mind me. Okay, I'm back. Okay, let's see. Claudine has like a lot of purple for her style. Wow. Okay, I really like that she adds some highlights in the corner of her eye. It makes it a bit more when it comes to sparkle. And also some really pigmented brush. Ooh. Wow. Is that her contacts? Wow, okay. That's amazing. Okay, we're having a Cleo denial look. Right here. Okay, I think she's adding some primer shimmer at the bottom first, and then some eyeliner. I mean, at this point, looking at these TikToks, like everyone's cosplay and costumes, it always looks more amazing than actual live action reboot, in my opinion. So right now I'm watching this to see like how amazing these characters can look in real life, you know? Okay, some bandages I think she's drawn. And also her hair. Okay, I get the Cleo vibe here. Yep, and definitely get some confidence of Cleo denial. And you're all set. Oh, Iris! I don't think I have seen anyone doing Iris. Oh, that's really cool. And also really creepy, like an eye has two eyes within the eye. Wow, the logic. I mean, this is like amazing. They're doing like absolute art on their face. That's why makeup, like, it can be like extreme work of art in general. So you better like take a lot of photos before you wash it off. I wonder how much face paint does people use. Wow, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I really like the hair actually. I always had like a different shade of green, but I dig it. It looks really nice actually. Okay, she's transforming into Claudine. Okay. So she has some nice hair and then the actual contacts. Okay, the transition here. She's like, let's get ready and let's do a makeover. Okay, some eyebrows. I think she drew her eyebrow a bit higher than her natural eyebrow. And then her really dramatic eyelashes and eyeshadow. And then just wear the costume. Okay, that's really cool actually. I feel like there's like hope for the franchise to get better when it comes to Monster High with the costumes, because on the trailer we only seen a few of them, but maybe throughout the movie we actually have like more content for us to watch. That's actually really good. And I'm also wondering with the reboot Monster High, are they even selling any dolls too with it? Okay, some setting powder. Okay. Now I think about it, there's a lot of Monster High characters that uses like purple eyeshadow, but I'm not really mad at it in general. Okay, I'm like turning my head for the landscape. The purple lighting looks really great when it comes to the monster theme, actually. Everyone just like... I wonder, did they buy the actual face paint or did they mix the color together, actually? Now I'm wondering, like, face paint, like, expensive when it comes to... I'm thinking about the live action because the live action Laguna, she looks like a normal person. Actually, it's really funny, in the comment section, people say she looks like Doja Cat, the actual Laguna Blue. I haven't really thought about it, but... Okay, I really like the silver in her eyes. Wow, okay, there's like amazing... Wait, did she face painted her top too? That's really cool! Wow! I'm really impressed with the cosplays. Okay, I decided to just, since I reacted to some TikToks, I decided, okay, right now we're just having some advertisement. Yeah, I decided let's just move on and just react to Monster High character Diaries since I reacted to some TikToks. Maybe I'll take a break and react to some TikToks in the middle. So this like the Monster High... Okay, I need to change it. The Monster High Wikipedia page and you can read all the diaries, and this time I'm actually reading it for the first time. And right now I don't know where to start, but I'm gonna start with diary continuity since like it kind of explains like the timeline of Monster High. And also there's like a lot of adverts and it's so annoying though. Adverts are just annoying. Okay. The diary continuity is one of 3 main Monster High I can't even say it. Continuities told through the diaries that are included with several lines of doors. The diary continuity likely overlaps with the cartoon continuity in that most storyline events are either confirmed to happen in both or implied to happen in both. However, those events do not occur in exactly the same way or in exactly the same order between the continuities, which causes them to be separate continuities. Right now, we're just like diving into the Monster High universe, the actual lore of this series. The diary continuity is less story heavy than the continuities, but makes up for that by offering a level of insight into characters. Okay, I lost my way. Offering an insight into the characters that no other continuity does. Technically, the diary continuity encompasses all of the information in the door logs, but it's almost only the diaries that form a storyline. The fact that diaries are created by small teams makes their continuity a flexible one. The diaries are prone to contain clever expansions of tidbits into both of their own continuity and the webisodes, making them a vibrant read. On the downside, the continuity is completely dependent on the door releases. Suppose a certain character does not have a release in one of the diary containing lines at a certain moment. In that case, their story either doesn't continue in sync with the other character's story and may have to awkwardly get back on in a diary entry of a later date. Or it's only told through the limited perspective of other characters. Okay. Wow, that's a lot. There's like 3 timelines and they're just like trying to explain. Some of them they will continue, some of them they don't because of the different reasons. Through the diary entries mention the date that they were written, they neglect to mention the year, leaving order a bit muddled on account of all diaries in a line saying mention of at least one event, such as the fight between Claude and Spectra in the School's Out diaries. It is certain that the diaries of a line describe the month of describe the months of the same year as another. Keep in mind, the order appears to be as follows. Okay, this is good. So they're kind of telling us like the actual order of the diaries I can read it. Right now I'm like clueless in general, so that's really good. So Rebecca Steen between classes. Oh, a century ago. That's like extremely ages ago. And we have Cupid, Frankie's Diary, Basic Schools Out, Donald Dance, Sweet 16. That's really cool that they have like different years, because I don't know like how long have they been studying in the Monster High School in general. So it's really nice to see they actually have different years. Okay, they only show you some of them, but not all of them. Okay, I'm just showing you like what's on the screen and just continue to read it. Okay. Dracula confirmed that Sweet 1600 happens in 2012. That would mean that year 2 corresponds to 2012, year 1 to 2011, and year 0 to 2010. Okay, that makes sense. So it's kind of chronological order is basically when the doors kind of come out. Okay, I can't even say the word. Continuity errors. The diary continuity has a few outright continuity errors, but there are holes in the storyline. Most of these can be explained away with a bit of fan creativity, but the canon itself is silent on the matter. Okay, I need some water because I'm gonna be reading a lot in this. Frankie's year 1, August 26th entry has her crying for the first time, an aspect of being alive that she wasn't aware of until then. However, her year 1, June 26th entry has her casually mention her mother crying of joy. Maybe Frankie expects that she's not gonna cry or something. Okay, this year 1, July 18th entry mentioned meeting Jackson or the Casper Court. However, Holt's diary states that he didn't move to the city until year 1. And also, that's the date of my birthday, so that's really cool. Okay, these are like different continuity errors. Maybe I should just read the diary first and then just go back here. Century ago. Okay, there's like an absolute timeline. Whoa, okay. I'm gonna try to find the diaries in order and start reading them, but not all of them are actually in order. That's the thing. Wow, there's so much to even read and talk about. Wow, that's like one long timeline actually. Okay, I'm gonna go back there and see. Because there's also another website, and it's this one, and it kind of shows you actual different timeline. I think the timeline is the same, but I'm gonna follow this version of this website. So I'm gonna look for Gigi's 13 Wishes diary, and I'm gonna start reading from there. Since I'm not really sure of the timeline, but let's just. Also, I do not like adverts at all. Okay, so pretend we got her diary and we just like open it up and reading it. I wish you wouldn't read my diary. And we don't even know like when she written all these entries. Maybe like being a genie, she's trapped in her lantern for so long that she doesn't even understand. Yes, Wonderland, we're checking out the Monster High Diaries. Yep, I'll be reacting to them for the first time since I never really read them that much, except for some of the dolls that I own. I did read their diaries, but I don't remember them at all. And apparently there's like an actual timeline continuity thing, but I'm gonna follow this website. It's called like Monster High Diaries on Tumblr. There's like, they have some kind of timeline. I'm just gonna follow that because if not gonna start reading different diaries, I'm gonna get so confused. Stars and sand, I detest being bottled up. Patience is a chief virtue among genies after all. We don't know where we will next be found and released, but it can be a difficult one to maintain. One tries to pass the time in any way we can, but as the centuries fall away, it can be quite taxing on the mind, especially since the lantern can get very claustrophobic at times. Keeping myself occupied is one of the reasons I decided upon keeping my diary. I would like to keep track of my wonderful times in the outside world and all the lovely monsters I meet. It would be something pleasant to turn to when I am sad and lonely, which seems to be more and more often. Oh, that's really sad. Like, I can't imagine, like, I imagine like in the genie world they have like different. So I assume like we played the 13 Wishes game, we saw like there's a giant palace. I assume that's where Gigi and Wish basically live, and that's how they find the time. I'm just gonna also check the chat too. My favorite are Valentine's and Rebecca's, to be honest. Claustrophobic, Gigi, your lamp is huge. Basically, that's what I thought. Like, if you just like seen my older streams of 13 Wishes game, I'm like, there's a desert, there's like an actual palace. One of them has like freaking candles in there. And also, I think there's also some lava pits. I'm like, girl, like, I mean, it doesn't feel like you're trapped in a lamp kind of thing. It's just like how they made the actual storyline and core. It's just like so weird. Maybe I think Gigi might feel a bit claustrophobic in actual small spaces when she became human. It kind of reminds you of being an actual genie. Maybe that's how it works. I guess it would be boring over a few centuries. Yeah, and also I don't think genies in there have like Wi-Fi. I'm not sure is it even invented. If you ask me to like, I don't know, just like stay there for a year with nothing else but the internet, I think I'll be fine. But if there's no internet, I'm just like, I'll be so bored. I think it's really cool that they have like these like time emojis to showcase like, I don't know, does Gigi understand what she wrote when it comes to time? It's just like random emojis with like different numbers, amount, and stars. Oh well. We are reading her diary, so we're like trying to understand what she's trying to write. There are so many wonderful things about being a genie. The power you command is immense, and the places you find yourself can be amazing, and making wishes come true. What could be better than that? But there is also a very sad part too. Returning to the lantern when your tasks are done. Even though I am able to grant 13 wishes to each finder I meet, more than most of my kind. How come? Now I'm trying to understand. Like, how come Gigi has 13 wishes when I assume most of the genies she's referring to is like she grants 3 wishes? It seems that Gigi can still grant small wishes after being free from the lamp. They even had a Monster High episode about it. Oh yeah, I remember that episode. Everyone's just like telling Gigi to do stuff. Now I think about it, it's quite sad actually. Even though she's technically free, all her friends kind of like assume to ask her and she would definitely help out kind of thing. Okay, let's continue. The time always seemed to pass too quickly. I just returned from assisting my newest finder, a sweet Banshee girl who wanted nothing more than to be able to sing beautifully instead of wailing mournfully. The look on her face when she first heard her new voice was so surprised and joyful that it made us both burst out laughing. Since that was her one hot desire, it was so difficult for her to think of other ways to spend her wishes. But together we found ways to grant good fortune on her friends and family as well. I always thought that she can grant more wishes because she's still young. Oh, okay. Never thought about that. Are you British because you're... Ah, goodness. The joke. Seriously, you're gonna impress me? Maybe try another joke. She's even posted using her last wish so that I could spend more time in the outside world with her. But as always, we had to say goodbye. Still, it's marvelous when one finder is someone who's truly kind. My father once warned me about my finders may not always be so pure of heart, and that I may find their wishes difficult to grant. But also, that is not all the genie's place to judge a finder's wishes. The finder must choose their own way. Thus far, I've been lucky, as all my finder's desires have been good nature, or at the very least harmless. But I dread the day that I will hear an ill-meant wish. Okay, this is really interesting. For me, it's like, I'm assuming like maybe they took inspiration from like their genie's, like other genie story. I feel like in the movie, like the Disney version of Aladdin, like the genie can't make someone fall in love with you, can't kill anyone, and can't wish for more wishes. I think that's the rule. I'm just wondering, is Gigi is also following these different rules in there? And also this fringe is like always getting into my eye. I'm like, I can't see. In the lantern, there's an endless expanse of sand and the palace that I call home. Well, I say endless, but it doesn't really end or begin anywhere. Once when I was very, very bored, I set out from my home, intending to find the end of the world inside the lamp. But after an hour's walk, I came back upon the place I started from the other side, as if I had gone around in a circle. It's very I can't. Sometimes there are words that throw me off. Even my brain's just like, I haven't read this word in a while. Disorientating. It's very disorientating. I tried it again a handful of times, but it's no use. The lantern is entirely self-contained, and I am contained within, as has its perks. Of course, my palace is beautiful. Okay, so she does have a palace. I mean, right now I feel like Gigi is basically like the ruler of this kingdom without any citizens, and she could do whatever she wants. Gigi is such an interesting character though. Like the fact that she's supposed to be on Ever After High could lead to such an interesting story. Annie is getting into her emo phase, everyone. I'm actually just like, basically before you came into the chat, I was reacting to some Monster High TikTok videos, and I thought, since I'm reacting to other people's cosplay, and why don't I try to cosplay? I'm basically trying to cosplay my original character that I played in the New Girl in School series. One of my character, she has like dark black and blue hair, so I just happen to have this wig. I'm like, perfect, I'm gonna cosplay for today. And when you say it's an emo face, I'm just going for a darker, edgier face. I'm not gonna call myself emo or anything. Okay, I think I lost where I went to. Okay. My palace is beautiful, and of course I can rearrange it however I choose. If I want a swimming pool, or room filled with ice cream, or closet full of jeweled gowns, I need only nod my head. But without someone to say it with, it all seems very empty. In my world, in the lantern, I can make nearly anything I want. Nearly anything. That is except a friend. Oh, okay, that is like a really touching and sweet story. That she only needed a friend and she doesn't care about all the material stuff that she has. Oh, I see, it looks great. Yeah, let's leave the emo style with invisibility. Yeah, I wonder is invisibility, is he in the reboot too? I don't think I've seen him in the trailer. But maybe he's invisible, so who knows. I will never understand this. I will never understand this desire for finders to wish for more wishes. A, it will never works, and it really annoys your genie. Basically, if you're just like, hey, I know you grant me like 13 wishes. Technically, all the other genies grant 3 wishes, but can I get more? Kind of thing. I guess it makes you sound really ungrateful. Like, B, it really annoys your genie. I don't think I've seen him in the trailer. Well, I mean, yeah, maybe invisibility is like on the screen if he watches this live stream and he's like crying, but I am in the video, but I'm invisible, and he just starts crying. I feel bad for him. Besides, I grant 13 wishes per finder, which I think is quite a lot by genie standards. Some finders have told me of legends that genies grant 3 wishes only, but I heard of genies who can only grant 1. Wow, 1? I mean, that's so hard to choose 1 wish. Like, if you're so kind to wish for the genie to be free, might as well not have a wish yourself, kind of thing. People and monsters can be very greedy, huh? Yeah, no wonder. Just look at like the animal kingdom or something. And some who can grant even more than me. Really? Like, how many? Is there like a limit cap of genies? Or maybe it's like how powerful the genie. The more powerful they are, the more wishes they can grant. Some people said they can see Twyla in the background of a few scenes. Oh, okay. I don't think I paused the video and like zoom in that much to see Twyla, so I don't know. Let's see in the actual movie. And also there's some like Monster High news that the actual movie was leaked by a hacker, and somehow this studio Nickelodeon managed to get taken down. So that's why there's like so many leaks, and I'm not going anywhere near the leaks until the actual release, because since I'll be doing a reaction and I feel like it's it's not that genuine. If I always seen a lot of the stuff and know what kind of happened, I won't be that surprised in the end if I already know what happens. Of course, genies are quite rare and we don't often meet. Perhaps it depends on the magic of the lantern we're bound to. Are you telling me that different lanterns have different rules? Some kind of contract with the lantern? Are they born into the lantern? That's like a question. How do they get genie into a lantern? Or they just happen to be a lantern appears and then there's a genie that's born with the lantern? That's like opening a can of worms that I don't understand. Oh yeah, a few people have downloaded it already. I feel bad for the people working on it. Yes, definitely. There's like absolutely major. Like, I think this is like the first time I ever heard like an actual movie that comes out like months before the actual release. And also they're hoping it to actual, okay, this Monster High genie lore is very confusing. Yeah, definitely my brain is like working and all the little cogs are like spinning. It's like trying to compute what I'm actually reading so far. And also, thank goodness for my water bottle. I need all the water I need. I always lose my place sometimes. Or perhaps our own inborn magic. I suppose in many ways I am still learning about my powers myself. Maybe I'm capable of things ever I'm not aware of. Still, though, I wish that monsters would stop wishing for exponential wishes. It will simply never happen. Myself, I only have one wish, and oh, you can probably guess what it would be. I guess her wish to have a friend. If not, it'll be to be free and just like wander the world. That's my guess. How did the stranger knows my heart's desire? Why did the finder decide to listen to him? How could I have been so lucky? I do not know. What I do know is that now I have a friend. Oh, so this like mentioned in the actual 13 Wishes movie. So it's Giles Grimm from Ever After High telling the actual lantern holder to give Gigi a friend, and that's basically turning her shadow into Wisp, the shadow genie. That's really cool. Wow, Gigi is very lovely. The poor girl. Yes, she's been through a lot now I think about it. And my long solitude within the lantern is at last at an end, thanks to that kind finder's wish. Her name is Wisp, and she is my own shadow brought to life during the shadow eclipse. I think it's really convenient for the wish to take place during a shadow eclipse, because shadow eclipse, they happen like basically like once a year kind of thing. Just happens to be the timing. Or maybe just like Giles Grimm happened to be orchestrating it behind the background. Maybe. Yay, Wish is finally here. Yes, we'll celebrate Wish until she becomes the evil bad guy for 13 Wishes. And then she becomes good again, then we'll celebrate. And with a mind and will of her own, it's strange. You would think my shadow would be exactly the same as me, but Wish is most definitely one of a kind. She's clever, mischievous, and funny, and bursting with new ideas. I hardly had time to wait. We've been having so much fun together. Yesterday, we raced camel across the sand. Did Gigi just happen to like magically, I want some camels, and poof, some camels appear? Are they even alive then? I'm so confused. And today, she wants to repaint the main hall of the palace pews. Pews? Is that how you even say the word? I'm like so confused. Just to see how it will look. I mean, I do like Wish turned good at the end, but God knows I love a good villain. Yeah, I mean, Wish like villain design is really cool. Yeah, I don't mind she's having like a redemption arc, but also in the end it feels kind of was. She's like sorry because she got caught kind of thing of doing something bad. Maybe if she's not caught, then she wouldn't be sorry. And anything she can think of, I'm happy to do. She seems to have some magic of her own, but it's not as strong as mine. Still, I think with time she can learn, and we have all the time in the world. Now I think about it, is Gigi the genie basically like immortal after she's free? If she's technically still immortal, or she kind of ages slowly compared to a human? There's so much questions with a genie. Oh, okay. Wish is angry with me. It's the first time that she has ever been angry with me. At least, I think so. The finders are the problem. Or rather, the way I come and go with their desires is a real problem. Wish's power has been growing. But as of yet, she hasn't been able to emerge from the lantern with me. She's angry that I don't take her with me when I go. But because I have no warning, when I'm summoned, I can't return to the lantern until I have completed my task. I am unable to. I understand her sadness. After all, I know how it feels to be left alone. But in this matter, I am powerless, and I think she cannot imagine that I am powerless in anything. After all, she sees me working great magic in the lantern all the time. Her anger upsets me. But I can't imagine we won't be able to work out. She's my best friend. I don't want to lose her. Oh, I wonder did Gigi try to talk this out with Wish about this? Or maybe Wish just like thinks Gigi is a terrible friend and she's just like leaving her behind kind of thing. Yeah, I try not to think about the whole immortal thing too much, like how Claudine and Laguna will be the only ones from the OG group to actually be dead. Oh, okay, that is really sad and morbid. Maybe that's like a future Mosaic franchise if they take like a darker route. Some of the characters still like alive and the others just like mourning for their friend. That is really sad. I thought having Wiz was a dream come true, but she becomes a nightmare. Wiz has been concealing her strength from me. She had grown more powerful than I realized. On my most recent summons to the outside world, she followed me, and to my horror, began to corrupt the Finder, whispering dark thoughts and changing her desires, making her wish for evil things. As a genie, I cannot influence a Finder, but Wiz is strong and has no such limitations on her powers. I assume Wiz's power is kind of like a weaker but carbon copy of Wiz's power. I mean, the carbon copy of like Gigi's power, but she has no rules for it. I mean, this is getting a lot from my brain, especially in a week. If it weren't for the magic mirror, I started to think what could have become of the world outside. Plunge into eternal shadow. Is there eternal shadow in the lamp? I'm just wondering. And also they have the magic mirror. I assume it's not broken yet. Thank goodness for the Finder came to her senses and wishes us both returned inside. For now, Wiz is hiding from me. She has her side of the palace, and I have mine, but I fear that she may soon control the world inside the lantern. I know she cannot, will not harm me, or at least I hope not. But I am afraid of what may happen should she grow even stronger. I must try to protect the Finders from her influence, no matter the cost. But I do not know how difficult that will be, especially as I am unable to warn them directly. Stars and sand, what can I do? Can she grant wishes too? I'm really confused about the rules. The way the change from sisters to rival is so sad though. Yeah, I think if that doesn't happen, the storyline of 13 wishes wouldn't happen, so they really needed to add the conflict. And also, in my opinion, when it comes to Wiz emotion, like, her feelings are valid, but it's not like Gigi wanted to leave her behind. I think she should be like angry with the genie system of like controlling the different genies and actually directing her hatred towards Gigi kind of thing, and it's definitely not healthy. Okay, I think there's like a different diary entry because these are like, they don't have a date. A very first day of November. How strange it is to finally date an entry, to finally exist as part of the world rather than apart from it. So much has happened today. So much has happened. Today will be my first day of school with my new friends and with hope for a new start. It is strange being a genie without a lantern. My powers are unfettered, but I've had to promise Headmistress Bloodgood that I will keep my magic to a minimum on campus, which is probably for the best. She says they never had a genie as a student before, and that will be an interesting learning experience for everyone. For me, especially, I think Claudine tried to warn me that I will find school like so deadly boring after granting wishes for so long. But I told her that after being locked in a lantern for centuries, it's much duller than any biology class could ever hope to be. Frankie said I probably shouldn't mention that to the teachers, though they might take it as a challenge. For now, I am closing the book on this diary and starting a new one, filled with excitement and new friends, and new ways of making my own wishes come true. You know what? This is really sweet. Like a happy ever after for Wes. Especially she's been like trying to, like, you know, complete and grant all the wishes of other people. She's finally having her own wish. As it is often with the case with fictional characters, they need therapy. Definitely, they really need a lot of therapy after it. Okay, so that's Gigi's diary. I'm also trying to check that actual chronological order from a different website. So we need to find Cleo's Gloom and Bloom diary, so we'll know about what happened to Cleo. I think that's really cool though, actually. Let's see, can we find Cleo? Gonna check. Okay, maybe I need to go back. I'm looking for the, what's it, Gloom and Bloom diary? Oh, okay, found it. All these characters, at this point, I'm just like exposing all the secrets onto the internet. I feel like those like T-Tat channels on YouTube, like we expose all your receipts. Okay, what's the cover? I don't think they have a cover. Tenth month, 5th day. Okay, I wonder, does Cleo use their own like calendar system? I'm not sure. Does Agent Egypt has their like own calendar system, and that's what Cleo is using right now? Spectre would be proud. Yeah. All these. Okay. I'm just trying to think about like what does Cleo sound like. I feel like I need to read it in their voice. All these festivals surrounding the corpse flower are bringing back some rather unpleasant memories. I cannot imagine there is really only one corpse flower in the entire monster world, but if it is truly the case that there is only one, I shall look at this party as an opportunity to take care of some long ago unfinished business. Okay, sounds like Cleo is getting really serious. Oh, I think I'm gonna read her Cleo's actual trauma. That's why she's such a mean girl. Like in school, maybe it's because of her old trauma. That's why. I don't remember very much about the night that it all happened. I do remember being taken from a dead sleep by one of my attendants. Princess, wake up! We have to leave the palace. Normally, I would have rebuked her for such a rude awakening, but there was an urgency to her request that made me follow without question. She led me through a secret door that even I didn't know existed. Behind the door was a short passage that ended in a set of winding steps leading down into the darkness. I touched the side of the wall for balance, and I started down without thinking. I had not yet learned to fear the dark, which would come much later. At the bottom of the stairs, a sobbing Nephra, who was holding her prized corpse flower, and my father was waiting. But by the grim look on my father's face, I could tell he was in no mood to answer my questions. Gotta say, I love Amanita's English voice in the series. The sassy attitude is everything. Oh yes, Cleo's trauma, such a spicy piece of lore. Definitely, we understand like why is she like so mean to everyone, and also her fear of the dark that we know from the Ghoul Spirit game. Father's chief advisor soon met us with a torch, and we were led even further underground and away from the city. Wait, where was my mother? I stamped and asked. No, demanded. Okay, she did not even ask. I mean, at least we know Cleo is still as like extremely demanding as ever. I stopped and asked. No, demanded. I know where she was and what was happening. Father hesitated, and for a brief moment placed a hand on the wall to steady himself. Without turning, he said, "Your uncle has decided he would make a better ruler than I, and has convinced many to follow him." Ooh, okay, this is spicy. That Cleo's uncle basically stole Cleo's mom? Dun dun dun! What? OMG, this is like family drama that I didn't even know. Wow. They stormed the palace gates, and he will make a better... Okay, I lost my place sometimes. They stormed the palace gates and broke through them. Your mother was in her garden on the other side of the palace. We were cut off, and I couldn't reach her. The advisor gently broke down. Sire, her concern was for you and the princesses. It was her desire that you see to them first. The queen is undoubtedly already safe in her own secret room, as should you all be from that point on. It was a blur of running, hiding, and passing through the dark, silent places. When we finally stopped, it was in front of a blank wall with no visible cracks. Father stepped forward and, placing his hand on the wall, whispered a word in a language I did not know. Faint cracks appeared in the shape of a door that pivoted in on a center hinge, and we stepped through it. It appeared to be luxurious version of the royal living quarters, except for the four stone beds in the middle. Each was lined with faintly glowing wrappings. Father was reluctant at first, but his advisor assured him that the magical wrappings would protect us from all harm. So my father agreed. My father was the first to be wrapped, then Nephra, and finally me. As the wrappings were applied, I could feel a slight tingle as the magic swirled around us. Then I became very sleepy. The last thing I remember seeing was the torchlight disappearing as the door closed, and the last thing I heard was the sound of laughter? Or was Cleo's family being betrayed by someone? The evil laughing. I assume that's the process of being mummified with the magical wrappings. Awake to darkness. I hear my father's voice calling out to us. "Never, Cleo, it's so dark. I cannot tell up from down, left from right. It's like a weight on my chest, like the air being sucked out of me." I sit up and start to panic as I try to catch my breath. I feel a hand grab my shoulder. I scream and try to run. "Cleo, stop," my father commanded. "It's me." The voice of my father temporarily stops in my panic, and I grab hold of him and hold on, afraid he's going to vanish and I will forever be alone in its darkness. "Finally," he says, "I'm going to try to find a lamp, but I promise I will be right back." I do miss Cleo's bandages in the live action movie, to be honest. Yeah, definitely, since like some of her costumes, it's kind of like bandage inspired, but there's not proper bandages on her. I think Cleo could totally make bandages like a cool fashion statement, but they didn't go there. Maybe I think it's too much for Gen Z or the newer people who's getting into Monster High. Maybe they don't want to scare them off with the bandages. I can hear him slowly moving around the room and occasionally tripping over things in the inky darkness. Never starts humming a song our mother taught us to sing when we are afraid. I finally heard my father's grunt of satisfaction from somewhere in the room, and then there was a spark. It is just a tiny spark, but in the darkness, it is as bright as a lightning bolt from the heavens. There is another and another until a lamp blazes up, throwing up what seems to be the light of 1,000 suns. Little me would cry loads reading this slow. It's such a sad story. I can definitely see it. I don't think Cleo definitely got any therapy after experiencing this. I closed my eyes against the glare and then slowly opened them. I was shocked to see the dust of ages covering us and everything else, but it is what I do not see that brings tears to my eye. The fourth stone bed is as empty now as it was when we all fell asleep. Where is she? Where is she? And will I ever see her again? She's talking about her mom. That's really sad. I don't know if her mom's still alive. Or maybe Cleo will be like immortal and her mom just won't be, kind of thing. I mean, I hope the dolls at least get some. She is a mummy after all. Definitely, if you're trying to like be a mummy on Halloween and if you don't wear any bandages, like everyone would probably just laugh at you. Our new home. Father said he built these rooms for us to escape to in case some disaster happened. They weren't meant to be a permanent dwelling, but at least this one was fully stocked with dry food and water. I mean, at least they're prepared for any like apocalypse in Monster World. Although strangely enough, none of us ever really hungry. Well, I assume mummies don't need to eat. Do they really need to eat? I don't know. Thank God we have Nathan in Monster High. Now everyone can have therapy. Yes, definitely, he is definitely the guy. He should just get money. Just like getting all these characters with so much trauma at this point. There is also a library of scrolls to read and couches with silks and pillows that are much more comfortable than the stone beds we woke up on. Beds are definitely not the word. I mean, I think everyone, especially like them, even though they're mummies, I'm sure they're gonna have like serious bone and back problem from sleeping on like a giant stone walk. Even if I have like a really strong mattress, like it's not like soft at all, my back is like in pain, so I can't imagine them being mummified for so long and just waking up with a terrible backache for these years. I mean, mummies don't really have a stomach, so I think they can't really get hungry. From what Cleo kind of described with this like story, I don't think they went through the proper mummification process. I was kind of like interested in like Egyptology. They basically just like remove, yeah, just like you said, they don't have a stomach, so they remove like all these organs and they put them into like jars kind of thing. And they also use like a hook that goes into your nose and scrape the brain out. Yeah, it sounds really weird and gross kind of thing. I think that's how they like kind of preserve the body as someone that believes when it comes to like, you know, going into the afterlife kind of thing. And I don't think they remove the heart. I think that's like really important for the soul. I think that's what they believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Just Google it if you want to learn more about it. Not for me. I'm not an expert. Neverone keeps saying that the servants will surely come and let us out. I do not believe that is going to happen. And I do not believe Father believes it either. He has been trying to open the door from the outside. Oh, from this side. He's been trying to open the door from this side, but it seems to be stuck. He has also been reading through all the scrolls in the library, hoping to find an answer as to why we have to sleep so long without aging. I mean, it's not a bad thing if they slept for so long for not aging. I think they're just immortal. Yeah, she did say that they got magic wraps to do it, so it might work definitely. Yeah, definitely. I can't imagine them like removing their brain, like without their brain. Even though there's magic, I don't think they could actually think without a brain. So yeah, let's not think about the gruesome part of mummification. Except for that horrible fear that the darkness will swallow me every time Father turns out the lamp. The times have been the hardest on Nephra. She spent most of her days or nights, who knows, down here, talking to her corpse flower. Okay, so she managed to protect the corpse flower? Any other plant would have long ago withered from lack of sunlight, but this one looks much the same as it did when the door was shut. Nephra received it as a gift from a delegation that claimed to have journeyed from a strange and far-off country. They told her that it was their most rare treasure and fit only for the future queen. Nephra is entranced by its fragrance, but to me the scent is not pleasant. And I know this is odd to say, but I think the plant knows I feel this way, and it does not like me. If it comes too close, it puts off a scent that it is so loathsome, even Nephra can smell it. I also get the impression that it is somehow listening. I think perhaps I have been underground for far too long. Okay. Now I think about it, like listening, like a plant listening to you is definitely really freaky. Maybe like when it comes to like Facebook, or like Amazon, those companies like trying to sell us Alexas, maybe they just sell us like, I don't know, plants that listen to us. Maybe they do a better job than Alexa or Siri kind of thing. I mean, no one would expect a plant listening to you. Maybe I just gave away like an idea to like the FBI and CIA to invent some plants listening to other people. A window of opportunity. 3 things happened today that turned our dark little world upside down. The first was an earthquake. It struck during the dark hours and it seems to last an eternity. Everyone called out to each other, but it was mostly our nerves that were shaken. The only casualty was the lamp. It fell off the table where Father kept it, and shattered it into 1,000 pieces. I started to panic again when the second thing happened. There was another jolt, and the ceiling came loose and crashing to the floor. Sunlight flooded in through the opening like water through a hole in a dam. We all rushed forward and huddled together. In the light, I think we stood there, hugging and crying until the sun went down. Then we jolted out of our celebration by a voice behind us. Amanita. Okay, that's her name. I'm just getting used to the name. I do remember that there's a plant that can see and copy others' plants way of growing. Not sure how it works. Oh, that sounds really interesting. Is this... I assuming you're not talking about Monster High lore? Is this like a... I assume you are talking about the Monster High lore, not real life. My brain is like so muddled. I'm like, what's going on? What's reality now? I kind of lost my place. Amanita Nightsage hates to break up your little family gathering, but she needs you to stop what you're doing and be heard for a moment. I don't know who's saying this part. I assume Amanita is talking about it? Yeah, it's real life this time. Oh, really? That sounds like some kind of like something from Marvel action hero kind of thing. I need to check that on Google later on. we turn to see a gorgeous girl standing in the pot once occupied by the corpse flower. Amanita hopes he hasn't bloomed at a bad time, but after 1,300 years in this room, she needed to burst forth. 1,300 years! 1,300 years! Oh my wow! What's reality now? I mean, can we really be sure which is which? LOL. Definitely, especially with Meta, the company is doing like VR. They're trying to make reality into like indistinguishable. In the future, we're just like, are we even like in the real world, or we're just like living in a simulation at this point? Force a crowd. Amanita likes to talk and talk and talk. I think she could seriously talk the nose off a sphinx. Her favorite subject is herself and how her beauty has been celebrated through the ages. Amanita has many statues and monuments dedicated to her. She is surprised that you are unaware of that. Why is Amanita talking about herself in third person? I mean, unless you're telling me she's like an absolute narcissist and just talks to herself all the time. I love Amanita's character, but I'm sure I would hate to live with her. Definitely. You know what? I think Amanita would be perfect for like those reality TV shows. Or maybe she should be like a judge on RuPaul's Drag Race and just like dragging everyone. And she's like, I'm the best. Something. But in between her praises of herself, she accidentally spewed relevant information, like the fact she heard my father's chief advisor conspiring against him with my uncle, and so she used the fragrance of her flower to cause Nephra to bring her along when she escaped. Also, Amanita basically used her fragrance power to manipulate Nephra into saving her and taking her along into that chamber. That's really cool. I mean, talking about herself in the third person seems like a very Amanita thing to do, lol. I mean, it won't be her if she doesn't talk to herself in third person. I haven't seen the webisodes in a while, so I need to like catch up on those so I could understand the characters a bit more. And also, I would love to react to those like webisodes. It would be better if I recorded them, but also YouTube doesn't like them. They get like copyrighted and they can't get monetized kind of thing. So that's like an issue to like edit a long video that in the future you can't really monetize them. And Amanita doesn't want to be thrown out like a common houseplant when the new regime redecorated. She also said that magic wraps were supposed to make us sleep forever, but something must have gone wrong because we woke up. She also warned us not to remove the wraps because it might cause us to revert to our true age. Amanita wants you to know that there's other monsters like you. She has seen them, and now you will have to move into the world because normies will fear and misunderstand you. It is so much to take in, I can hardly believe it. She's like super dramatic. At least I think she has like super healing powers, even as a plant. I mean, that's pretty good actually. Hope. Father has stacked a couple of those stone beds on top of each other, apparently becoming a monster greatly increases one's strength, and has been trying to widen the hole in the ceiling. But it is hard work. Yes, I assume like the Pharaoh has never worked a day in his life, and he's just like imagine he's like in Minecraft, just doing some chopping, and he's like, I'm tired. I need a break in between like every 5 minutes or something. And progress is slow. In the meantime, Amanita has been giving us a detailed account of her own life, as she calls it. Honestly, Amanita is like a bigger diva than actual Cleo herself. I mean, you know what? If they bring like Amanita in like the future reboots of the Monster High series. I think it'll be funny if she's like also rivals with Cleo again and she's like the new popular girl. I think that'll be a funny storyline actually. We cannot remove the wraps or else will turn into dust. Live action Cleo. Oh no! Yes. Now you mention it, she should be dead. She's not even a mummy anymore. She barely cuts a splinter and take a break. No. Yeah. Maybe he just like, oh, I got splinter in my finger. I need like a week off or something. Anyway, they're like immortal. I think it's fine. They have like forever, the rest of eternity for them to get out and just like get a hole and climb out of that chamber. Okay, where have I gone to? Amanita can go dormant and revert back to the plant form anytime she wants, but it takes 1,300 years to wake up when she chooses to do so. Today we heard a okay. I want to say cavern. Today we heard a caravan in the distance. We shouted and shouted, but they could not hear us. The hole in the roof was too small for Father, Never, or even myself to crawl through. But Amanita turned out to be slight enough to fit. She said she would return with help to free us. I hope she's not like double crossing Cleo. If not, they'll be like rivals forever for the rest of eternity. I really hope we could get Amanita back in Gen 3. Her doll was amazing. I do really like her design. It looks really good with the purple and green. Okay, dust. One of the benefits of having a new window to the outside world is that now we can record the passing of days. 38 of those days have been passed. I also have like dinner before I started, so I think I'm fine. I also have like hot like noodles, and they're really good. Cup noodles, if you're wondering. And Amanita has not returned. I do not believe she ever intended to. But we will get out, and I will never forget. Oh, she's holding a grudge. A window, so Amanita already left? Yeah, I think she's just like left, like, see you later, losers, bye. I'm getting out, not saving you guys. Wow, that's savage. 10th month, 7th day. Jennifer has created a dress fit not just for a princess, but for a queen. I cannot wait to wear it and see if anyone expected crashes the party. Or is this like the diary entry before Amanita crashes into the party? I think that's what I remember from the webisode. But I think we're gonna move on to a different character's diary for now. Okay, I'm just checking with the timeline. I think they have some of the posts, but okay, we are going to Amanita's story. I mean, it makes sense to follow her since she has like a similar story to Cleo. That's savage, but again, it's very Amanita thing to do. Honestly, she's like totally the bad girl character of the series. Okay, know her. Okay, do I need to read the background? Okay, I got it wrong. So that's not her diary, so I need to go back and find her diary. Okay, I need to find her. Wait, Amanita is... Or is it under Nightshade? I'm just wondering, am I even in the right place? I mean, door logs are basically diaries, I assume? Unless I went to the wrong page. Am I even on the right page? I'm just like so confused. Sometimes it's quite annoying when you don't know the actual thing and you need to search for it. She does have a diary, right? Or maybe I should just search it on Google it. Okay, I think there is a diary of her. I just couldn't find it from that way. And also I'm gonna take like a really quick toilet break, so I'll be back for a second. Okay, I'm back. So yeah, I managed to find Amanita's actual diary thing. Okay, let's just start reading it. Here lies the details of a daring escape, an arduous journey, a small misunderstanding, and a different kind of escape. Freedom to bloom. Amanita climbed the dusty oak tomb into the fresh air and sunlight. She has been underground for far so long that she has forgotten how good the warmth felt on her face and hair. Amanita's hair was her best feature of all, so she had been told, on more than 100 occasions. And she knew it must be glowing radiantly in the sun. She stretched and held both hands out from her side until she soaked enough energy to make the walk towards the caravan. Oh, I wonder what happens. So she's like finally having some oxygen and sunlight. She must be like living a thriving life, which she could see in the distance, glancing down at her pet maggot, who was clinging to her sleeve. Having a maggot as a pet? I don't know, is that a good option? But oh well. I guess she has no one else besides a maggot. Amanita was momentarily self-conscious about the claw. Why is he self-conscious? Is he like a plant? Okay, I guess he's wearing... Is a clothes actual fabric or is it from flower petals? I'm so confused now. Self-conscious about the clothes he was wearing. For a while, they had certainly been the style, or rather, was the style when she first put them on. Fashions do tend to change over 1,300 years. Of course, or should I say 13,000? Yeah, 13,000 years. Of course, she would still be beautiful regardless, and that though and that thought warmed her even more than the sun. The caravan seemed to be slowing, as if looking for a place to camp for the night. Amanita thought briefly about waving and shouting, but that seemed to be so undignified, even for someone of her status. Is he like royalty? I'm so confused now. I know she's like weird. Is she like the weird? That's why she's like really like so full of herself. So she does decide it would be best to keep walking until she reached the camp, and that way she could maintain her carefully cultivated dignity. She also wasn't sure if it was a caravan of gnomes or monsters, so she intended to approach with caution. As luck would have it, this was a caravan of monsters, and she was so relieved at her good fortune that she didn't want to ruin the occasion by stirring up a rescue party. There would be plenty of time for that, and since the denials weren't going anywhere, it could wait until tomorrow, or perhaps the next day. Or she's just like, oh, we're just never gonna save the denials at all. Transplanted. Amanita moved on with the caravan because they offered to take her to a large city on the coast, and since she could think of no reason for her not to leave right away, she went with them. Of course, the monsters in the caravan were immediately entranced by Amanita, as if they couldn't resist such perfection. They even believed her to be some kind of lost princess. How they got the idea, she hasn't a clue. But Amanita didn't want to quarrel over a minor technicality. Amanita did, however, become offended after certain uncivilized members of the caravan subjected to her to many questions regarding how she walked out of the desert by herself without supplies or water, and where her other traveling companions might be. Amanita wasn't about to be treated like she was on trial, and it was becoming apparent to her that manners had deteriorated greatly in the past 1300 years, especially when it came to commoners questioning royalty. Eventually, the questioning drew a crowd who demanded answers, and Amanita felt the urge to flee back into the desert. That when a goose voice spoke up from behind her. You cannot uncover a secret by shouting any more, so that raising your voice can cause a plant seed to sprout. Leave her be. We all have our buried secrets that will come to fight in their own place. And time. The monsters surrounding Amanita stopped asking questions, politely bowed, and quickly walked away. I wonder who's that monster who's like defending Amanita? Amanita turned to thank the ghoul, but she almost ran to join the questioning crowd herself. After seeing who it was, the ghoul was tall and strong, with a dancer's grace and an air of command. She wore a hooded cloak of emerald green over her traveling clothes, and though the hood was deep enough to cover her eyes, it was not deep enough to keep her serpentine locks from occasionally darting out. Oh, I wonder who this mystery character is. Glad to see you, but I got a bit distracted, so can't tell where we really are. Yes, we're in Amanita's diary. I hope you grab some snacks and popcorn because this is getting really interesting, actually. Amanita, whose knowledge of all things are celebrated throughout the monster world, knew that this must be Medusa. Oh, okay. So we're meeting Deuce's mom already. So this is like before Deuce is even born. Wow. The timeline is so amazing, I don't even know. Of the legendary Gorgons, while Amanita could not see Medusa's eyes, which was a good thing, she felt a connection between them, and Amanita knew it wouldn't be long before Medusa developed a case of hero worship towards her. The way Medusa kept staring at her and not speaking made Amanita realize it had already happened. In fact, it had become rather uncomfortable for Amanita, who, even though she was used to being gazed at adoringly, was not sure she liked the way Medusa's snake kept hissing at her. Obviously, they were jealous. Finally, Medusa said, "It does make one wonder though. It does make one wonder though. It does not make one wonder." Medusa said nothing else, pulling her hood down tighter on her head, walked back into the camp. It was plain that she was starstruck. Amanita went back to her tent as well, but the bed was lumpier than she was accustomed to, and it gave her nightmares all night. Oh, okay. She's like, "Oh yeah, we're like best friends now." And Medusa's just like, "Who the heck are you?" Imagine if only we have like Medusa's diary as she's just like roasting her. Just like, "I'm trying to be nice to this girl, but this girl thinks she's like all that, the it girl and stuff." You know what? I think if they have like prequel to the Monster High series, basically following the characters' parents, basically like Dracula, Frankenstein, their time at Monster High, or maybe like the school came before Monster High. I think I would actually watch it. I think that'd be cool, and see like how they were as children and how they like end up raising their own children, and that's how we got Monster High. I think that'd be like absolutely really cool to see. Okay, among the weeds, when Amanita found out from one of the camel handlers that she would be walking along the camels rather than riding on one, she insisted on speaking to the caravan master. Amanita was led to the caravan master, who turned out to be a caravan mistress. Who turned out to be Medusa. She was moving back and forth amidst the controlled chaos of packing, issuing orders, and keeping everything moving. Medusa's hood was drawn back, and she was wearing a fierce mask with reflective spiders' eyes. Sapphires sit in the mask eye holes. Wait, what? Spiders' eyes? Sapphires? I'm confused. Are there like actual sapphires in her eyes, or just a mask? Why is she wearing a mask? Is she just like trying to hide her eyes so no one gonna be turned into stone? I think that's how it is. No one could not see in, but it was obvious Medusa could see out. Amanita had to wait quite patiently and humbly, of course, until Medusa could spare a moment, but the patience was not rewarded in the way she expected. The camels are for transporting goods. They do not need the extra weight of a girl who is perfectly capable of walking herself. I mean, she has legs now, she has to definitely use them, since in the past she was a plant and she's like in a pot, so she can't walk. I'm just looking at the chat. I would really love to read something about that, to be honest. We're getting some Dracula scenes in the live action though, so that's nice. This whole Dracula has I don't know what kind of relationship they will have. Is Dracula a good father? Are they like quite similar to that 2016 reboot? We'll see, time will tell. But I think it's really cool that they show the parents or something. Or maybe like parents' evening. At least it'll be relatable. Then, to add an injury to insult, Medusa considered the matter closed and purposely ignored Amanita as if her concerns were no longer valid. Amanita had a good mind to sit down and not move until her needs were met. But the camels had already started to move, and no monster seemed to care about her feelings at all. In fact, a dull-witted minotaur even tried to make a joke at her expense by saying if she really wanted a ride. Amanita couldn't pop. Oh, okay, there's like a really long paragraph. Amanita could probably convince Medusa to turn her into a statue, and then she could be strapped on top of the other luggage. Amanita would have cried, but did not want to lose any moisture on account of these rude and uncaring creatures. Wow, she's going through a lot. Yeah, I'm just wondering, does Amanita even need water since he was like in the dark and stuff? Since he could survive without sunlight, but right now she's like in an actual hot desert? Harshly pruned, the camp was in an uproar of activity earlier than usual, which was very early indeed, and Amanita was in no mood to be gracious about this disturbance. Lack of sleep led to leaf wilt, wood tangle, and stunted growth, none of which looked good on Amanita. No one would tell her what was happening, so she just decided to go back to bed until the sun had climbed to a reasonable place in the sky. Just as Amanita had gotten comfortable and almost asleep again, there came a nestlesome scratching at the door of her tent, followed by a familiar voice calling her name. "Amanita, come out here now!" Amanita refused to set precedent by replying to such a rude tone request, so she simply ignored it. That's when the flap of her tent was thrown open, and Medusa stepped inside. A green glow filled her hood, and Amanita could see that Medusa's jaw was... I can't even read. I mean, she is a corpse flower, so it's kind of different for her. Yeah, even the name corpse flower, I think she could just survive everything kind of thing. She's like a corpse that doesn't need anything. Amanita could see Medusa's jaw was tightly clenched. Oh, are they gonna have a fight? Maybe they should have like a YouTube boxing match and box it out. Amanita never clenched her jaw like that because it would cause her headaches and pollen clumping. Oh, that's interesting. Does she have pollen in her jaw area? Does she like spit pollen? Is that how it works, her powers? Did you go into the supply tent and drink 2 barrels of simmering spring water? Amanita was confused by the question and why Medusa was angry. Of course, she drank the spring water. What was her alternative? The common well water the rest of the caravan had to share? No, no, no. That would never do. Medusa's hand grasped the sides of her hood, and for a moment, Amanita could not tell if she was going to pull it back or push it forward. That water was to be sold in the city. It was not meant for you. Amanita was indignant and said that she could not be blamed if the barrels were not clearly marked. She could not tell if the hissing that she heard next was from Medusa snakes or Medusa herself. I mean, they could be both hissing at the same time. I wonder, does the snake know when to hiss kind of thing, since they have like a mind of their own? Yeah, I wonder, like, Medusa, is her snakes basically her pets and also her hair at the same time? Imagine the Medusa getting angry at you. I wouldn't be able to handle it. Yes, and Amanita just like so cool about it. She's like doesn't care. We will discuss how you plan on paying for that water when we reach our destination, said Medusa, who spun on her heel and left the tent. Amanita wondered if it wouldn't have been better for us to stay in the tomb with the denials. I wonder if Amanita stays with the denials, would they have like an actual argument? Since everyone is like a huge royal diva. But I think Amanita kind of divas out Cleo, in my opinion. At least Cleo has some common sense. Well, she has like a bit more empathy for her. Amanita was not happy to see the city lights. Amanita was happy to see the city lights come into view and smell the scent of the ocean. It meant that she could no longer be struck with this caravan of monsters. No longer be stuck with the caravan of monsters who were unable and willing to treat her in a manner worthy of her obvious beauty and charm. Medusa had not brought up the water issue again. So Amanita felt sure Medusa had forgotten or perhaps realized how selfish she was towards Amanita. Neither turned out to be the case, as Medusa found Amanita and gave her a full bill for the water. Amanita told Medusa the amount was ridiculous and she could not possibly afford to pay. So Medusa told her that she could work off the debt by watering and cleaning up after the camels swarm off. Or there's like absolute payback. Can you imagine Amanita just like shoving, you know, the waste of the camels and just like, I mean, it's so ironic. She is a plant and she needs to like feed the camels water in general, and she's not getting any water from it. This time, after she left, Amanita really did cry, but she been a stinkweed before she stopped to. But she'll be a stinkweed before she stooped to watering and cleaning up after a bunch of smelly animals. Her reputation, not to mention her nails, would never live through it. Amanita thought that perhaps it was time for another long nap, and maybe this time, when she woke up, it would be in a place where her beauty would be celebrated and appreciated for what it was, without equal. Wow, okay, she's like, she would rather be a plant for like 1300 years than actual clean camel turd. I mean, it's understandable. I don't think anyone wants to clean after any camels. And also it says I want a Medusa door. I think everyone wants like an absolute like collector door for each of their Monster High characters' parent. I think that's really cool, and I'm gonna check who's next. Okay, Draculaura's edition. We need a collector version of Draculaura. Okay, I'm gonna look for Draculaura's diary. I think there's only one diary, I guess. Yes, this must be the preface one. So many adverts, I don't like any ads at all. They're everywhere. They're just like bombarding my screen and you can't see it. I'm just checking through. After Draculaura is Rebecca. Preface. I don't know what I meant by that. Oh, so this is from her actual diary at the bottom. So at the beginning it kind of tells you about the character. I'm just gonna read it just in case, so it gives us some context about her diary. Draculaura may be one of the most forthcoming of all the ghouls at Monster High, in the heartfelt way that only someone who is truly kind can be. Despite this fact, there is much about Dracula that is unknown, especially her early years. What is known is that she has been keeping a record of her life and unlife in the form of diaries since before she became a vampire. Oh, I wonder how do like normies, people in the multi-universe, become actual monsters, aka a vampire? Also, do they get the choice to choose, I want to become a vampire, I want to become a ghost after they died? So confused. Her collection diaries were written in Latin, a language of her childhood. When we first approached Dracula to get her input for this project, we asked if we might translate and reprint some of those early entries. Oh, so Latin. So is Dracula basically Roman? Now I think about it, I think that would make sense. Wow, she's like alive in the Roman times. Can you imagine that? I mean, that's like extremely long ago. Dracula's response to this request was immediately leaving the meeting in tears. This resulted in very uncomfortable for us meeting with her father, who wanted to know what we did to upset his daughter, imposing as an inadequate description of Dracula under ordinary circumstances. An angry Dracula is the stuff of legends. Wow, I wonder like what will happen seeing like an angry Dracula. Eventually, we were able to explain that we were trying to do and convince him that upsetting Dracula was the last thing any of us wanted. After hearing us out, he said he would speak to her, but the final decision would be hers to make. I mean, Dracula is such a supporting dad. That's really sweet, actually. And if her answer was no, we were never to bring it up again. There was no argument in the room, but once he left, we all needed to take a little break. Our next meeting with Dracula was a much more pleasant experience. She apologized for leaving the way she did and explained that the thought of sharing those early years with anyone caught her unprepared. She agreed to let us read her early diaries, but she would have the final say on what we could use. Of course, that had been our desire all along, and then to our amazement, along with her own diaries, she gave us a copy of her human mother's. Wait, what? She gave us a copy of her human mother's. Now I didn't remember the fact that Dracula is adopted by Dracula, but we haven't learned much about Dracula's mom. So I think that's really cool. Sorry, I'm having some troubles with my internet. I might come back soon though. But for now, bye. Okay, Wonderland. If you're having like internet troubles, maybe you should watch this live stream on YouTube, because you get a choice to choose like what quality to watch it. Because right now I'm streaming on 1080p, and you can lower it into other resolution. Even if the quality of the screen isn't that good, you could just like listen to this like a podcast. Per Dracula's request, we promised only to use the entries in her mother's diary to establish a historical chain of events in Dracula's life and unlife. Perhaps one day we might actually be able to share the entries in their entirety, because they reveal a woman of great character and strength, with those gracious qualities are mirrored in her daughter. From the Monster High team. I mean, this is really cool to actually meet Dracula's mom. Notes from Camilla's diary. Dracula, son of the dragon. He is an ancient vampire whose existence predates his supposed inspiration. The 11th century Romanian ruler, Vlad III the Impaler, by almost by almost 1500 years. There is a record of a woman centurion in Caesar's legions named Draco, Latin for dragon. Latin for dragon. Who is mentioned once as a commander of a special knight legion that Caesar deployed during his conquest of Gaul. There may be only one mention of it in the historical record, but Dracula says this concerning her father. He was already a vampire back when togas was still considered fashionable. So glad father doesn't wear one anymore. Can you imagine Dracula wearing a toga like woman style? I think that would be super funny. Dracula's mother was named Camilla. She was married to a woman soldier named Diaries, whose great-great-grandfather Trajan had befriended and served with Dracula. So Dracula is also known as Draco during his time. That's really interesting. And also, thank you so much for following Erebus. Right now, we're just reading most high character diaries and reacting to them. I think that's really cool that she married the guy. His name is something Gaius. I'm not sure he's the same Gaius from the guy who wrote Gaius Institute, basically a book of like woman laws back then. I did study woman law in university, so that's why I'm just like it's cool that they're using the name, but maybe they have many characters or people in real life with the same name. So Dracula visits Camilla one night and offers to take care of her and her unborn child in honor of the child's great-grandfather. Okay, so I think the grandfather's, like Camilla's father, is friends with Dracula. I think that's the logic. Right now I think we need to draw like a family tree to understand. Camilla accepts, and the human daughter is born into Dracula's house. Dracula has a house? Doesn't he live in a cave like a bat? That's what I assumed. She is named Dracula in honor of their benefactor. Oh, she already gave her daughter's name Dracula, even though she's not a vampire yet. Dracula moves his entire house to the Roman province of Dacia, which is modern-day Romania. Dracula is a kind and happy child who is able to charm even the dark and brooding master of the house. Camilla is unafraid of what Dracula is, and quickly rises to become the head of his house. I'm really confused about like this house. Is he like the vampire king and he has like a court of people? Eventually running his daytime affairs, he trusts her with his own life and even falls in love with her, although she refuses his offer to turn her into a vampire. I assume Camilla already has. Right now I'm just so confused, since I don't think Dracula is actually Dracula's biological daughter, since I know the fact that she was adopted, so we don't know who is Dracula's biological human father. This is really confusing. Dracula has to leave and attend to some old businesses in Rome while he is away. A plague sweeps through Dacia. Dracula and Camilla got back. A plague sweeps through Dacia. Dracula and Camilla both get sick, and Dracula arrives shortly after Camilla expires. Oh, that's really sad. I don't think they want to use the word death, so they just put expire. He is distraught. He is distraught, afraid now that he will lose Dracula too. He turns her to keep this from happening. I wonder how do they turn humans into vampires. Hope they kind of explain that. From Dracula's Diary, translated from Latin. 14 February 407. Yep, that's like absolute ages ago, Roman times. It has been storming for a week. I had hope that there would be at least a little sunshine for my birthday, but alas, it is not to be. Even snow would be better than rain. At least then I would be able to go outside. I told mother I feel as though I shall be confined to this castle forever. Mother said that whenever I say things like that, I am being over dramatic. She also said I should learn to appreciate every day for what is because life is so short. I almost said it's not too short for Prefectus Dracula. Prefect Dracula. Not too short for Prefect Dracula. But I didn't. I don't think she knows that I know he's a vampire. As if it would matter to me. I care less about what he is than I do about how he is. And how he is grumpy. My mother says he's not grumpy. Serious because he has many things on his mind, which leaves a little time for lightheartedness or frivolity. I'm sure he is correct, but I don't believe the world will come to an end if he stops growling for a minute or two once a year. I mean, that's really sweet that Dracula has like a relationship with Dracula. Although when I woke up this morning, there was a beautiful silk tunic in my room. It was dyed a lovely shade of blue, a blush. I can't even read. It is dyed a lovely color of blush and is embroidered with delicate flowers. My mother said it was from him. I shall wear it at evening. And perhaps I can turn his scowl into a frown. I mean, that's progress. Instead of growling, he's just frowning. 10 minus 410. I met a boy down by the river today. While I was gathering wildflowers, I picked baskets of them and bring them back for mother because she loves them so. We weave them into garlands and crowns, and the whole castle is filled with the fragrance. But back to the boy. I say boy. But I'm not so sure boy is the correct word for him. He was hiding in the shadows across the river. Watching me, I pretended to not notice him, thinking that he would eventually come out. But he wouldn't. Finally, I said, "Why don't you come out so I can see you?" He laughed. I don't think that would be a good idea. Do you live in the castle? I told him that I did, and I asked him if he lived in the village. That drew from him a great laughter. I don't think my kind would be welcome here. I was about to ask him what he meant by that when I heard the howl of wolves. In the distance. The sun was going down behind the hills, and the shadows were growing long. I told him he should go home before it gets dark, and the wolves got closer. I am not afraid of the wolves, he said. I told him that he must be very brave then. The wolves howl again. Only this time it sounded like it was right across from the river. I jumped and realized it was the boy. He laughed again. I told him it wasn't very funny to scare people. Whatever he was about to say next turned into a growl, and I could hear him running through the undergrowth. I turned to see Prefect Dracula striding down towards me, and he looked unhappier than usual. We must return to the castle at once. It is not safe for you here. I fear this may be the last time that I am allowed to wander. Okay. It is not safe for you. Okay, it is not safe for you here. I fear this may be the last time that I am allowed to wander near the river alone. Okay, we're done with Dracula's diary. I think that's really cool actually. And also the next one is Rebecca between classes. Okay, I need to find her diary somehow. If I could find it. Okay, so we found her diary. Too many adverts. Okay. I'll blow my cover stat if you read my diary. Okay, I'll let you blow your cover stat since I am reading your diary. And also, hello, Ismo. Right now we're reading some diary entries from some Monster High characters. I don't know, are you familiar with the series? But right now that's what we're doing. 19th of September then. Our show tonight was a rousing success. My rocket boots worked to perfection after the adjustments Father made, and I was able to complete the trick in such a way that it elicited gasps from the audience yet remained perfectly safe for me. Father was so pleased that he was allowing me to take tomorrow's trolley instead of the one tonight, so that I may stay and engage in a round of roller maze. I am so excited. My boiler is near to bursting. My only regret is that Father was not able to adjust my internal clock before he departed. Well, it is not to be a worry tonight, and I am sure he'll be able to resolve the problem when we reunite on the morrow. Okay, 20th September. First, my firebox was I vexed this morning and missed yet another appointment due to the inability of my internal clock to keep the correct time. Now to be sure that there are appointments and no one is to be forgiving if fashionably lateness allows for a grand entrance in the former, but when exacting punctuality is required of the latter, such as catching a train that leaves promptly at noon and your arrival is 30 minutes after departure of the said train, vexation will rule the day. Thus I found myself standing on the station platform with steam rising from my ears and baggage piled high around me. From a distance, it must have looked as if some monster had fastened a cabin of suitcase on the platform, and upon finishing their labor, celebrated by lighting a fire in the stove, I was obliged to send Father a telegraph informing him of my situation and assuring him that I would be on time for tomorrow's train. even if I had to spend the night on the platform. Fortunately, it did not come to that, as the gargoyle that drove me from Miss Kindergobbler's boarding house to the train station was still available to convey me back. My tardiness at the train station, however, made it possible for me to attend the gala birthday ball, being full in the honor of Miss Dracula. She is the daughter of a very famous and well-to-do vampire named Dracula. I am excited to have the opportunity to make both of their acquaintances. I was delighted to learn that Dr. and Mrs. Stein had arrived in town on the very train that I missed. Dr. Stein is one of my father's most respected acquaintances, and both he and his lovely bride will be attending the ball and have offered to act as my chaperones, so that I do not have to present myself as unattended. Okay, this is interesting that Rebecca's team is like already alive when it comes to all these other the characters, and Rebecca already knew Dracula like way back before she attended Monster High. Okay, 21st of September. The party was grander than I could imagine. Every creature was dressed in the finest, and I saw many famous monsters and dignitaries. Dracula could not have been a more kind or gracious host. I do not know how she knew I missed my train, but she did, and was a very genuine in her expression of sincere concern for my predicament. I was immediately pulled into her social circle as she introduced me to her friends with such rapidity that I hardly remember a soul when she was through. Several of them had seen me perform, however, and were quite keen on hearing my tales of daring do. Eventually, I excused myself in order to reunite myself with Dr. and Mrs. Stein, as I did not wish to appear ungrateful or rude for the kindness they had shown in escorting me to the party. I did not see either of them in the crowd, so I made my way toward a group of guests where a lively discussion seemed to be underway about what made one of a true monster. The most vocal of the group was rather corpulent goblin with a pince-nez, prominent teeth, and absurdly hairy ears. OMG, is this where... So who is the goblin? I'm so confused. Well, of course he... Okay, I don't know like what is the goblin is like, so I'm just gonna give him a random voice. Well, of course he... And how could he be? I wonder of modern math science. Perhaps a true monster, never fastening the flotsam and jetsam of our laboratory into some semblance of a creature does not make that creature a monster, any more so that the kittens born in an oven makes them scones. Do you know the old crackpot? Genius though he may be, insisting on calling her his daughter. Even more preposterous is that she refers to him as her father, as its steam could replace screams. Oh, that monster is being so rude. I felt as though some monster had thrown a handful of sand into my gears, and I thought this is what every monster believes. I was I was about to turn and quietly slip back into the crowd when I felt a very large but gentle hand on one shoulder and a small but reassuring firm one on the other. Then a voice at once coming to me and challenging the speaker said, okay, I wonder who is this Dracula talking about it? Oh yeah. Perhaps her goblin would care to pronounce us either kitten or scorn then. I suppose it was okay. Okay, so there's Rebecca talking. I was just making sure. I suppose it was unladylike that I should have enjoyed the panic I saw on his face as he looked at Dr. Stein to Mrs. Stein to me. But I did. The goblin quickly stammered an excuse and unceremoniously fled the room. Later, Dracula found us and offered his sincere apology. Miss Dean, I regret not that you heard such an insult to your monsterhood, but that it was uttered at all. It is not opinion said in this house. Please accept our sincere apologies. We conversed several more minutes, and he left to attend to our guests. He is indeed a true gentle monster, and the remainder of the gala was so delightful that it was all but eclipsed the one brief moment of unpleasantness. Okay, 22nd of September. Today, as I was packing to leave under the punctual eye of Mrs. Kindergartner, we received word from the railroad station that sometime in the night, a very large and rather belligerent dragon had taken up residence in the main train tunnel between here and where I was to meet father. Owing to the dragon's size and coloration, it is believed that it might be preparing for hibernation. If that is indeed the case, I could be stranded here until the spring. Even though plans were being made to send for a dragon whisperer, there was no guarantees. Clock my gears and watch my bearings. What shall I do now? Okay, it's really interesting that they have like dragons in this universe. I don't think we've seen any dragons in Monster High yet. I know Jennifer is definitely the daughter of the dragon. 1st of October. Wait, is it the 1st? Oh, it's the 10th. Wait, what? Yeah, it is the 1st. 1st of October. I passed much of today in the good company of Dr. and Mrs. Stein. I had supposed that Dr. Stein's scientific curiosity would be drawn to the nuances of my mechanical nature. But aside from some polite questions regarding energy consumption, most of the conversation centered around my relationship with my father. They had many questions on resulting challenges of one day waking up as fully formed monster in her teenagers. On the resulting challenges of one day waking up as a fully formed monster in her teenage years and how we dealt with those challenges as a family. I mean, that's really cool that we get to see like the Frankenstein family like trying to talk with Rebecca about her issues, like growing up being like she's not probably a monster, she's just like kind of created, so that's how Frankie came to be. I admitted that while the road was not always made for smooth traveling, we were learning to navigate the more arduous portions of it together. Several times during these conversations, it appeared to me that Mrs. Stein gripped the doctor's hand more tightly, and several times he seemed to be hesitant to ask certain questions. I excused myself at one point to add water to my boiler. as I was feeling a bit low. I returned to hear Mrs. Stein as Dr. Stein in their native German. I don't know any German, so I'm not gonna even attempt German. To which he replied, I could tell that I had interrupted a private moment, so I attempted to change the subject by asking Dr. Stein if he might have an idea why my internal clock could not keep proper time. He laughed at my request. And for a moment I felt embarrassed until Dr. Stein said, it has been my experience that no amount of adjustment is sufficient to make a good one on time. For this, Dr. Stein received a playful tap. Dr. Stein received a playful tap from Mrs. Stein. And he continues, besides, your father is the foremost mechanical mad genius in the world. It would be arrogant for me to speculate. We ended our time together with a promise to meet again. I am already looking forward to that. 15th of October. I received a telegraph from my father this morning, informing me that he was joining a team set to explore a newly discovered area of the catacombs. I miss my father and look forward to that dragon moving on so we may be reunited. Tonight, however, I shall skate in the maze with a local club against a team of gargoyles with a rather unsavory reputation. I am confident we shall prevail. 20th of October. I remember everything that happened to me right up until the last time I skated in the maze. It has been all I could do to daily resist the urge to let my life go to us. The most difficult has come from my father not being here. The team of explorers that he joined never returned from the catacombs. It has been 100 years since my... Wait, what? 100 years? That's like really, really long ago. It has been 100 years since any monster has seen them, but I know they are still trying to find their way home. Because Gloria Yeps, as amazing and intelligent a girl as ever was, has been following any and all news about the team since before I was discovered and reassembled. She says that it was a great mystery and that there has been many books written about their mysterious disappearance. She also told me that 6 months ago a message was found written on the wall of a previous undiscovered cavern. It simply read, follow to our families, onward to our hope. It was signed by my father and date 3 months prior to the cavern's discovery. Gloria also helped me find my father's old lab, where I was delighted to find Captain Penny. The mechanical penguin father built for me, poor thing's fire had completely gone out, and when I got to him restarted, he was so excited that he almost blew a hot gasket. I am still living at Mrs. Kindergrubbler's, who is now a teacher at Monster High, and it was she who convinced me to enroll, even though I feel rather old-fashioned, and I am familiar with much of the current technology. My new friends have been very accepting, and are scary sweet. Okay. 15th of November. I have been reacquainted with Dr. Stein and his bride through the Dr. Frankenstein. Okay, I think I lost my part. I forgot. I have become reacquainted with Dr. Stein and his wife through the Dr. Frankie. Dr. Stein was sincerely apologetic for not being able to resemble me after the incident. You are a very completed guru, and I feared I would damage you further. I assured him that I carry no grudge, and I do not, Dr. Stein. And I do not. Dr. Stein even interceded on my behalf with headless headmistress but good. When she told me that I could not perform my scaredevil act at the middle school carnival, as she thought it would be too dangerous. I did not know what Dr. Stein said, but the headmistress relented, and I was able to give 2 performances with an encore. It was truly an epic way to bring some old school to the new, and shake off some of the rust in the process. Okay, that is really cool. And right now I feel like I want to react to another Monster High TikTok because I think I need a break from reading for so long. I'll do that. Hopefully. Okay, I don't think I've seen this one. Maybe some of them I have like seen before, but I'm still gonna continue reacting to them. And also the desktop, you can't hear what I'm listening. Okay, so is purple face paint, is she turning into Spectra or Operetta? She has the red hair. I think she dyed her hair red. So I don't know, did she like actually dye her hair to match the character? Okay, the eyebrows are really amazing. Oh, okay. Oh, wow, okay. Wow, those eyelashes are so dramatic. I love it so much. And also the hair extensions. Oh yeah, that's totally Operetta. And also Dracula. Wow, this is so amazing. I need like cosplay friends at this point. Hey Guru, I'm back. I hope I'm not late for the party. Right now, I'm gonna take a break from talking too much. So we're gonna react to some Monster High TikToks. Honestly, I'm having like cosplay envy. I just don't have the budget or time to make like a cosplay for it. If I do, I'll probably make it into a video. But you have to admit, they put a lot of effort into these TikToks. Okay, I really love the shade of like the berry pink lips. And also the contacts, they managed to get them like really good. I would be intrigued to see like how they actually make these cosplays. I feel like Dracula is definitely a really popular character to cosplay as when it comes to like TikTok. I'm not sure when it comes to other platforms, but I think Dracula character is so iconic and she's like really like ego aesthetic, and everyone wants to be like Dracula. And also, like, do they have like custom wigs with the black and pink? It's really cool. Wow, and also I think the lights are really good. Oh, that's so cute! Like Dracula and Claude. I think this like absolute couple goals and you'll manage to do cosplay together. She's like, no, my hair is not purple. She's just like, I'm gonna change my hair. Oh, she's like cutting her bands with like classroom scissors. Those are like classroom scissors. Honestly, I refuse to believe she managed to cut her bands like straight along without looking so choppy. I love how much effort people put into Mosaic cosplays. Some seem to be as if the characters themselves came to life. I definitely agree with you, because like you could see like all these like cosplayers, they could make like the costume look so good, and the live action reboot is like a downgrade from it, and we're just like, oh, it could be better. So we're just gonna fill our hearts with some fan content. Cutting her bangs, wow, that takes some courage. Yeah, definitely. What if they just like mess up, like, oops, I don't have any hair now, can't cut anymore, and they just ruin their cosplay, and then they have to buy a wig to fix their hair. Oh, okay. Wow. I'm just like, are they just specifically buying stuff to look like a character? And I love it when they use like normal, trendy clothes to wear. And it looks great, actually. Oh, okay. So this Elizabeth, but she's a bit more gothic style since there's not much purple to her. Oh, some glue on the eyebrow. And also, I think it's really cute they use the hairband thing, but I find it really hard to keep it up, especially a bow like that. And also, wow. Okay, I don't know, is this like, which character is the blue skin and the purple? Is he? Sometimes I'm like not sure what character they're being. Oh, it's Twyla with the green hair, right? Unless I'm talking about another character, I don't know that character then. Okay, so this one is another Frankie, or is it Laguna? Because the skin color is really similar. I mean, I do get both sides when talking about costumes in the live action, and being a filmmaker myself. I feel like they could have done something better with a few changes here and there, and without costing too much. Yeah, I agree, because like, especially like being like those professional cosplayers, they all have a budget. They're not like infinite amount of money to throw at cosplay, and most of them, like especially the talented ones, they usually make their own cosplay and costume themselves, so it kind of saves money. Even if they hire like a cosplayer to make the costumes, I'm sure it's gonna turn out better than what we have right now in the reboot. Was it Abby, Laguna, Twyla? We'll never know. Yes, they're all like at the beginning, we don't know what character it is. I feel like this is like a Guess Who game. I mean, I love the contour. There's like different shades of the blue. Wow, okay. Her eyebrows are like extremely striking in this. I find it really cool that like almost every Monster High cosplayer, they use like eyeliner to draw these like dramatic eyelashes. I think it's really bold. Imagine like going outside with these like extreme eyeliner. Oh, okay. I mean, this is really cool to do like collaboration between cosplayers. Oh, okay, some face paint. Oh, that's some really cool palettes. I wonder, like, do they do this like every day? Do they just like put on makeup and wash it off? I mean, the commitment, like, hello. Cleo outfits are very... Okay, Cleo outfits are really the best in my opinion. They really managed to give a modern twist to her outfit. But again, she is missing the bandages. Yeah, I agree. Actually, Cleo is like my favorite when it comes to the live action remake. And the rest of the characters, I mean, they had done more. I'm just really unsure with the live action Claudine's outfit. It does look like Claudine when it comes to her dolls and stuff. I don't know why. Maybe it's the glasses and the giant patterns not messing well to me. I feel like there's too much in my opinion. I don't know. I just feel something off. I can't really explain it, kind of thing. Wow, okay. Okay, this is like really quick, this video. I'm gonna maybe react to a few more and then I'll continue. Right now I'm trying to find TikToks that I haven't seen before. I don't want to react to the same video twice. And also adverts, skipping them. Oh, they're being Frankie and Nathan? Honestly, like, how do we find like men who likes cosplay. I feel like they're so hard to find. Is he turning into Frankie, or this Sailor Green reminds me of more Venus McFlytrapped? Also, I really love her headband. It's unrelated, but I love the lilac color and the bling. Yeah, she's definitely Frankie with the stitchies. And also the blue and green contacts. Wow, okay. I mean, I love that they're wearing like... Oh, they also have Nathan. I mean, they really did the research with Claudine's outfit. Like, each piece is reference to a famous fashion piece. But I agree, they could have done it a bit better. Yeah, I feel like even all these like Monster High characters of it, they're all trying to find the modern and trendy version of it. And I also know that Claudina9, with her recent Monster High videos, she says she will also release a video about analyzing like the fashion references that they use for the movie. So I'll also be watching that video too when it comes out, because I'm not like that knowledgeable when it comes to actual fashions. Like, I'm really interested in like fashion history, but current fashion right now, there's just too many trends to keep up, and my brain just like it feels like every second there's a new trend I can't even keep up, so it's pointless to keep up. So I just have my own style right now. I love Frankie's outfit during the movie. They could have used so many of those looks for better poster. Use better of those looks for a better poster for them. Yeah, definitely. I feel like Frankie's outfit, they're like really Frankie. The actual poster version, she has the weird tail legging. It's not for me. I feel like they could have just used like bluish green leggings that, or tights that matches her skin tone. Okay, so we have the weird cat trends. Yeah, I don't think I've reacted to anyone doing the weird cat trends yet. Wow, okay. They're like freestyling, and I'm probably just like, oh, my hands are like so shaky trying to do the face paint. Wow, okay. Oh, I love the glitter. It looks so nice though. I wonder, are these like all professional like makeup artists doing these? Or maybe just like us like normal people trying to do like a cosplay and we're just like failing it. Wow, and I also love their wigs. Like, wonder did they specifically got some strands and dye it to make it look like them? Oh, I used to have the weird cat twin dolls. Oh, that's great. Do you still have any dolls left, or you have lost a few of them? I feel like a lot of people do Dracula and Frankie's character, but at least it'll be like recognizable if you make a TikTok of them. If you make like a background character, people just like, I don't remember that character, I don't know them. Oh, she's also like face painting the top of her body for the uniform. I mean, that's really cool and creative, since you can't get, if you can't make the costume, just draw it on. Wow. I wonder how long that took her. If I try to draw it myself, I'm just like strictly lines. I can't even do that. Okay, is this another of the weird cat trends? Or am I getting duped and just like watching the same video again? Okay. I wonder like... Okay, her eyebrows are really amazing. I think they also use face paint for the eyebrows. Oh, okay, I really like the contact lenses. They give us the weird cat vibe. I feel like the trends makeup, they almost looks like the same, just different hairstyles. Yeah, it makes sense because they are trends and they have the same color fur coat. I have a Vicky Fusion operator, and I'm planning to buy Creep Production Frankie. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, I think she's transforming into Cleo. I think I've seen this video before, so I might skip it. I'll try to avoid repeating characters. Well, not really characters. I've seen the exact version of this TikTok. Okay, she's transforming into... Okay, she only has the hairstyle for Scara, so it's like perfect. And also she could transform into Draculaura since she has the bangs. I always love Frankie, and now in Gen 3 they turn out to be non-binary just like me, so I'm hyped for the reboot. And also, hello T. Julio, and welcome to the stream. Okay, I really like the green color. And also, it's really cool that they like drawn the clothes kind of thing. Oh, I really like the lip. Girl, I need your lipstick or lip gloss. Oh yeah, the contact lenses like definitely elevated the look. She looks just like Spectra. We're just missing invisibility to collaborate with her. Maybe he's like in the background, can't see him. Oh, she's doing Lucille Goyle. It looks like she's doing like some kind of face mask or facial instead of doing a cosplay, actually. Okay, some white and then some like grays to like give her some shadow. And she looks like a gargoyle. Also, I love Lucille's like color scheme with the eyeshadow. Oh, okay. She's adding some realism. And also her top does look like Lucille's dress. Scara is such an underrated character, to be honest. Yes, I definitely agree with you. Oh, also the pink contact lenses. Oh, OMG. They even made like the actual accessories. I think, is that Play-Doh? Are they making it out of clay or something? And also adverts. I think invisibility is the only cosplay that I'm able to do. If you know what I mean. Right now I can't see you, so you're technically invisibility right now, going invisible. Okay, she's doing Spectra. It's really cool that like all the mosaic characters, the looks are distinctive enough sometimes, like when they do the face paint and the eyeshadow, and I'm just like, oh, I know what character it is. I don't need to see the finished results. Except for Frankie and Laguna sometimes, or Abby, when they have like a greenish blue color. At the beginning you can't tell unless they add like the finishing touches and you're like, oh, I know what character it is. Oh, the chain earrings are really matching to Spectra. That's really cool actually. There's like a pastel hair version of Spectra. Wow, okay. I mean, this gives like, oh, okay, this is new. So he's doing Hoodoo Voodoo. I think that's his name. I don't remember. It's been a while. I feel like some of those Monster High characters, like some of them are so underrated that you don't see many cosplays of them. So when you see them, you're just like so excited for them. Wow, okay. Okay, some stitches. I wonder what he used for that. Oh, okay, the hair cap. Wow, this is amazing. Go on, you talking about the actual TikTok that I'm watching, or you talking about me? So confused. Okay, we're watching her transforming into Draculaura. Okay, I need to know like... Oh, that's really cool. So there's like a lighter shade of blush and stuff. I am blinded by the gloss queen bay. Thank you? I guess that's a compliment. Okay, right now... Oh, okay, I always love glitter, especially glitter eyeshadow in general. Okay, see, I feel like there's such a Monster High cosplay trend. Everyone's doing the eyeliner eyelashes. I feel like I need to learn it. I think it'll be funny if I try to do it. Because I don't think it'll turn out that good, actually. Oh, and also we love the DIY, especially with the pins as earrings. Wow, okay, and also the streaks in her hair. I think they're clip-ons. Okay, he's transforming into a mosaic character and... Okay, he's turning into Zombie Gaga. Oh, okay. Working the look, dude. I mean, yeah, some are underrated, but some characters do need to be rewritten though. Like, Dawn Dancer? I don't remember that character. Maybe, yeah, it's probably in my memory somewhere, but right now I just don't remember. Oh, he's doing a gender bend version of it. Of Lady Gaga zombie. It's so cool though, actually. He's doing Zombie Gaga? That's so cool. Yes, definitely. Even he used like the bubble gum. There's a really fun fact about me. It's like I can't blow, like, you know, with the bubble gum. I can't blow a bubble. I've been trying for like a few times. I'm like, I just gave up. It's not like the coolest. I don't know. It's like not the coolest skill. Not everyone's gonna like applaud like, oh, that's so cool, because it's like expected that everyone can do it, but I can't do it. So I'm quite sad. I'm just like, Okay, we've been seeing a lot of Frankies and Draculas in this video so far. At least they're like jamming to the Monster High song and they're just like doing the makeup. I mean, I do enjoy the transitions where they just like cover the camera. Ooh, bling! I love the bling. She's like giving us a different Dracula. You know what? I feel like if they're gonna do Cleo's cosplay, they need all the bling that they can get, actually. I love it when cosplayers also add their own little style to their cosplay, not being just a copy of the cartoon, you know? Yeah, definitely. I've seen like some really great cosplays and they made it so like even better than the original. You're just like in awe, speechless. Oh, she made her own paper earrings? I need to know like how they got this black and pink wig kind of thing. I'm like, I think I need a black and pink wig. I do like the color scheme, actually. I think pink is definitely more my color than blue, but right now I'm going for a blue color theme. Okay, I don't know what character she's turning into. Okay, there's like a unique color look. Is there any cosplay for the 2016 reboot though? Honestly, I haven't seen it unless maybe someone made it, but it's so unpopular that is not included into like a compilation video on YouTube. Maybe there's one out there, or maybe Wonderland, you should do your own cosplay of it. Ooh, okay. Oh, okay. I do like the purple streak. Is he turning into Claudine? Oh, okay. There's like a modern version of Claudine. Like, I think you could totally wear that to like a Halloween party, and you could just take the hairband off and just party kind of thing. Okay. I mean, it's so shiny and sparkly with the eyeshadow. I assume she's doing Cleo's makeup. I don't know, since he's wearing like a contact with one eye and the other there's no contact. Okay, yes, that's Cleo. Oh, we finally got a Cleo one. And also, it's cool if we actually see them wrap instead with bandages. Oh yes, that's what I'm talking about. This Cleo, she needs all the bling. I expect nothing less from Cleo. She needs all the glitter and gems on her. Oh no, I'm quite happy with cosplaying Gen 1, thank you very much. Yeah, I think so. I don't know, after the Monster High reboot live action movie, will we see any more like cosplays of them? Maybe if anyone like cosplay as a live action version, I might react to it too. More content for me then if they do it. Oh, okay, so she's doing. I always forget the weird cat's twin's name when it comes to who is who. I'm really bad. I'm so sorry. But if I read the diaries, I definitely remember which twin is which. I mean, you know, Yoso is good when people start cosplaying it. Definitely, if no one like cosplays it, no one's like enjoying it at all. I feel like every like successful anime or so, there's always a cosplay in it. When there's barely any cosplay, they're just like basically a dead community around it. There's no community at all. I think me and her eyeshadow are matching, although I'm not like using that much blue. I only use a little. Okay, so she's using a lace front wig, and also with her drawn-in lips, she looks like the Cheshire Cat. Her smile. I mean, it kind of freaks me out, but also matches the character. I've seen some people cosplaying a better live-action version of the Monster High, like using their own designs for the girls and all. And definitely, I remember I seen the YouTube video of Lisa Ferfer. I think that's how you say her last name. If not, just correct me. She did like actual like reboot versions. She just like find her own fashion trends and decided what looks good with the character. I agree with most of her choices, that it looks more actual Monster High than what we got now. So I assume they wake up really early, like maybe like before 7ish, and get into like makeup and wardrobe and then start shooting. That's mostly how films are filmed. And also Wonderland, you said you're also a filmmaker. Is that correct, or is that quite similar how the filming session is? Okay, they're doing what characters they're doing? I'm not sure. Oh, they're like also face painting their hair. Wow, commitment. We love a collab. The more people cosplaying, the better. Okay, who is it? B. Okay, we have the male version of Dracula. And also Laguna character. Okay, I think I might just watch one last one and then I'll end the stream. Since I've been streaming for a while now, I'm just gonna watch one more video. Okay, is there ones that I haven't seen before? I don't know, should I react to... I don't know, some of them I've seen, some of them I haven't seen yet. And also, this one is quite recent, like 1 month ago. I'll just watch it. I don't think I've seen some of these videos. I mean, painting Dracula straight up pink in the live action was a weird choice to me. I would have just made her a really pale with some pink plushies on her body. Oh yeah, usually when an actor needs to get painted, they're usually the first to arrive in set. Yeah, definitely. I assume, since I'm really interested in like behind the scenes stuff. And also, are you studying filmmaking, since like you know a lot so far when it comes to like the filmmaking process? I'm personally like a fan of like behind the scene stuff, and I also in the past like I actually wanted to join an acting school kind of thing. I've been acting for like a long time for a while, but right now I'm just like decided to go to university and kind of live life. I mean, in the future I might get back into acting. I feel like most of my experience is like stage acting with theater, but I've done some like on-screen stuff before when I was like a teenager kind of thing. Right now I'm a bit rusty maybe, so I'm like an online entertainer now. Oh yeah, I'm actually making my own film, though the actual work starts next year. Oh, that sounds interesting. What's the movie about? Okay, she is transforming into... Okay, that blush looks so nice and fluffy actually. I find it interesting that some people that they usually like color their face like in white first and then add another color. She just put the gray first sometimes. Ooh, okay. Right now I'm just testing stuff like designs and script. Okay, that's cool. Just like experiment a bit and then start making like short length movies. I assume. Okay, I think it's really cool that they use the eyeliner on the lips to make it look a bit more comic booky. I think that's how you describe it. And also the ears. I think they made the ears. If not, she probably bought it. But it's really cool. She does look like the character with shorter hair. It's really cool to see characters, different hairstyles. Wow. I feel like in the future I need to make my own version of each of the Monster High characters cosplay. Right now I don't have the budget for it. But if more people watch my channel, my YouTube channel and streams, then maybe I'll one day get the budget and do an actual cosplay. Ooh, okay. I really like that they made the edge of the lips darker shade. And also she put some gloss so it makes it sparkly. Ooh, okay, she made like the top half of the costume. And also, yeah, the contact lenses are really cool actually. And also another ad. It's gonna be an animated movie with my own take on Alice in Wonderland. It will be basing it off my own dreams to give it some spice, you know. I'm sorry I couldn't get over Claudine's ears in the live action. There's just so much better ways to do it. Yeah, now I think about it, I don't remember what her ears are like, but if I find a photo of it, I'll be like, ooh, that's not it, sis. That ain't it. Okay, he's turning into Heath. I don't think I've seen much Heath cosplay videos. So I'm so happy that I'm like finding new TikToks to react to. Yes, get the yellow face paint. And also you have to admit, the male characters' commitment, they have to like face paint their own ears. Imagine like cleaning the makeup from your ears. I don't think that'll be like a nice experience actually. Oh yes, use the smoky eyeliner. Honestly, I think this Heath looks cooler than the actual reboot. Like, get this guy to do Heath. Yes, even his hair like spike, like goes up. Yes, get him to do Heath. I mean, I don't think the Heath fan base is very big. Yeah, I think he's like a really funny character actually in the Monster High movies. But honestly, I think this guy should be the live action Heath when it comes to his looks. I mean, the live action, his hair just flops down. I'm just like, how is it lighting on fire? Why does fire... Honestly, if he just adds some fire like effects on his hair, he's like perfect to be Heath. And she's becoming Frankie. And I also really like the lighting at the background. It's really cool. It's like changing colors. The spike hair really adds a lot. Yeah, generally, you never thought like changing the hair, like tweaking it a little bit, actually has like a big difference and impact to the actual movie. Oh, I really like the purple and pink combo that she's using. I think that's a really cool thing that they underline the eyes at the bottom, but they draw it a bit lower and they use some whites to make the eyes look a bit more anime-like. And also, where does everyone get all these cool wigs? Wonder how much did they spend on these wigs? I mean, right now I'm kind of growing like a wig collection over the years. And I'm like, these wigs are getting a bit costly actually. Yeah, right now I'm like live streaming. I'm just like, yeah, I need to find those wigs and actually wear it kind of thing. If not, they're just like in the closet and there's no other excuse to dress up kind of thing. Oh, I really like what she's doing. It's so sad that they couldn't use Frankie's green skin in the live action because of copyright. Oh, I didn't realize that they didn't use the green screen because of copyright. In my trailer reaction video, I kind of roasted them. I'm just like, they gave Laguna's blue face paint to Frankie. But now I think it makes sense to not have two blue skin characters because it might confuse like maybe younger children or something. I think Frankie and Laguna's design is, I don't know, even though they're both blue theme color characters, like the designs are different enough and the hair is different enough for me to tell different characters. Maybe they're just like, they only want one blue character in the cast. That's why they made Laguna mermaid-like. I think they made the headpiece and necklace is really cool. Honestly, I just love how like cosplayers, even if they don't have the budget, they could always make something work. Even if it's like cardboard cut out. Ooh, okay, there's like a cool filter. Is it like which character you most like? I mean, it might be a little color blind, but Frankie's skin is kind of green to me, like mint pastel green. Maybe it's probably in the promotion pictures, like posters, they look more green, but in the actual trailer to me, it looks more blue. Maybe it's a lighting thing, but when like some scenes that are a bit more well lit, she looks more blue to me. But honestly, when they're like filming like in those darker scenes, there's not much light, she probably looks more green or kind of thing. Okay. I did this filter, but with ever after I characters, and I got Maddie. Best day of my life. Definitely, since you're called Wonderland. And if you're not Maddie, I don't know like what other character, since Maddie is like your favorite character. Tomorrow I'm going to open the time capsule. I don't know if someone is trying to troll me actually. Okay, right now her face paint thing kind of reminds me of one of my face masks. I have like a tub of face masks. It has like this greenish light color. When I like use it, I could just use that instead of actual using face paint. But technically I need to wash it off because it is a face mask actually. Oh, she's becoming Scara. I didn't really realize that. I thought she's trying to become Frankie. And she's turning into Spectra. Also love the colors on the palette. For me, I find it really annoying sometimes when they have like makeup palettes when they're like almost the same shade of brown or beige color. I'm just like, there's no fun to it. They don't need like 40 and 50 shades of brown kind of thing. I always buy palettes that have so much color so I could choose. And I also love her lipstick. They look so cool. The blue and metallic. The way they just go, I don't have clothes on, well, might as well just paint them. Wait, well, might just well paint them on me then. I think that's really cool though, but I don't think I have enough face paint for me to even like paint my face, let alone like the rest of my neck kind of thing. Ooh, okay. That's really cool. She has like the purple wig. Yeah, there's so many adverts. I mean, it's harder to record like these reaction videos on TikTok. You probably need to download them, so I'd rather watch compilation on YouTube to make it easier. Okay, she's turning into Twyla. I don't think I see much Twyla cosplay yet, but I think she is a really cool character. Oh, and I also love the eyebrows. Honestly, I have to think like Monster High is literally so fashionable. Even though like some of the styles like 2010ers, I still love them. Ooh, okay. I think it's really creative that they also buy some hair color streaks and they add it in, and you can't really tell. She looks so much like Twyla, and let's hope the live action version of Twyla is this good. Oh, Cleo Denial. I seen a Frankie cosplayer that only paints some sort of the body green to give the effect that Frankie's stitched up together. I think it's very smart. Oh, that's really cool. I don't think I've seen this video yet. Maybe if I see it, I might recognize it. Right now you're telling me I don't really get how it looks like, but if I see it, I'll probably understand what you meant. Okay, she's using some concealer and foundation. Okay, she's like doing the extreme contour, but I could imagine Cleo spending a lot of time on her makeup. I mean, her looks are like slaying. Honestly, I really like these eyeliner eyelashes look actually. They're so dramatic in real life, but when it comes to TikToks, they just work. Wow, okay, she does look like Cleo. And it's really cool that she uses tinsel in the hair. Yeah, definitely she looks like a diva. Honestly, this probably looks better than a live action Cleo because she has a bit more bling and bandages on her. Okay, I wonder what character she's being. Right now, I don't recognize this character. Oh, okay. Oh, she's being Frankie. Right now, she's just mixing the characters. She's just mixing the colors. Honestly, she could be Lagoon. No. And she also has bandages. 10 out of 10. Yes. Honestly, now I think about maybe the live action Cleo. Maybe that is an actual imposter pretending to be Cleo. And she's just like maybe a big fan of Cleo and she just copy her look and just impersonate her and one side. It's just like, I'm Cleo Denial now and I'm gonna steal Deuce and break up with him. Kind of thing. Oh, okay. It's really cool that they drew on the boats. And also it's really smart that she used the top that looks like Frankie. And we couldn't tell the shirt is like without any sleeves because of the hair. I think that's really smart actually. Oh, okay, I really like her contact lenses. Right now, I feel like I'm getting a cosplay lesson from watching all these TikToks. That's gonna be the plot twist of the movie. Yeah. I think there's already like a part of the movie that is always spoiled for me when it comes to like the leakage. And I probably don't want to say it just in case if you don't know it and I leak it to you and you're just like so sad that I told you about it, so I'm not gonna say it. But there is a part that I'm just like, oh really? They leaked that part? I mean, Mrs. Bloodgood said that there was a fake Monster Heart in the trailer. Plot twist is not Claudine being half human, it's the fake Cleo Denial, who's actually a human pretending to be the daughter of the mummy. Since Cleo, she needs her bandages, and that live action Cleo does have bandages, she's a fake. She's a human after all. Okay. I also love those lashes, they're so fluttery. I feel like when I do cosplay, I should like exaggerate the makeup. In real life, it looks ridiculous, but on camera, it looks less than it is. Okay, she's being Laguna, and I also love the headbands. Yes, she's matching with her doll. That's so cool. Wow. I feel like there's so much like Monster High TikToks. I'm not gonna be able to react to them all at once. Okay, I'm gonna continue with this video when it's like... Okay. Am I the only one who puts concealer before the foundation? I feel like everyone does makeup so differently. I did study makeup like in college for a year. It's kind of like those night courses. I feel like my makeup skills is pretty good, but except for eyeliner, I'm so scared to do like those dramatic eyeliners because I don't have like the steadiest hand. I don't get much practice. Ooh, okay, see, this looks like Cleo Denial with a really nice tan. Ooh, and also the bling, like the chokers he's wearing is so cool though. It's really pretty. So many adverts. Okay, for what I've seen of the animated series that's coming soon, I quite like it. Okay, that's promising. Vasego will look so sick. Okay, so is that what she's using with her makeup palette? Okay. I think she's using like a really vibrant pink. Oh, that's really cool. She's using like a grayish silver color, but definitely more silver. And she's trying to mute it with some white to make it gray. Oh, that looks really cool actually. I mean, I usually like my makeup to look ugly on purpose, so I can't give much advice, haha. I mean, I'm sure like your makeup will improve the more time you will do it. Definitely like practice makes perfect. Okay, I think it's really cool like when they use like the grays to do the contour and she looks like an actual statue like being carved out. Okay, she also made the wings too. This is so cool, like they went full on DIY but looks so great. Honestly, can you imagine like Halloween is always like a cosplayer's favorite season kind of thing? They could just like use that excuse and show off their skills. And especially when it comes to if there's like any Halloween costume competition, the cosplayer will usually win. Compared to like normal people who buy Party City costumes. Honestly, I can't stand Party City costume. The fabric is just so crispy and cheap and it's so itchy. Oh, okay, she has a new technique of doing spectra. Not spectra, I mean, oh god, Poeta. They have similar names. Oh, this is so cool. I'm not sure if I like that if they drew on the actual eyes, the white of the eyes. Oh, okay, Scarletta is like a hard one to cosplay actually. Oh no, I quite like it when it looks ugly and messy. Weirdly though, it matches my style. Okay, I think everyone has like their own aesthetic. Maybe you'll start a new trend, actually, Wonderland. Halloween must be fun for cosplayers. I definitely agree to that. I do enjoy Halloween for the actual cosplaying and just having the excuse to dress up. Because if you cosplay like for TikTok, like in your own house, it's okay, but you can't really go out unless there's like a cosplay convention. But they're usually like months away, like in a specific month or maybe during the summer, so you can't do it like every day, kind of thing. Okay, some white face paint. Okay. Oh, she's doing Scarletta. I wonder how she actually make herself look like a skull. Wow. I think Scarletta is probably the hardest character to cosplay as. Because she is so detailed. She even drew like little flowers around her eyes. It's so cool. And also the stitches. I honestly wonder how long do they need to take like 1 hour to even do these cosplays. Oh, that necklace like really matches Scarletta. Wow, okay. Even the wig is like on point. I wanted to see DIY the wig because most wigs doesn't have like the parts in front. I think that's like really amazing. I can't imagine how they would do Scarletta in live action. To be honest, I would be scared if they tried. Honestly, I think it'll look like worse than Ugly Sonic when it comes to like probably in the trailers kind of thing. Yeah, better for them not attempt Scarletta in live action. Maybe in CGI, Scarletta would look really nice. In real life, I'm not sure. If they do like Scarletta, I think the best approach for them to like wear the green screen suit and use CGI and make Scarletta appear on screen compared to like drawing a skull on someone, you know? Okay, so we have another Dracula look. To me, I'm not used to the eyeliner at the bottom and the whites to make your eyes look bigger. I feel like it's really not subtle kind of thing. Or she's like face painting her top. That's really cool though, actually. Okay. That's pretty cool actually. The wig is a bit shorter, but I think it's cool. She used her own hair actually, I think. Wait, is it her own hair? Okay. But again, Nickelodeon is Nickelodeon, so we can't expect much. Yeah, honestly, if they give it to like Disney, I think there's more hope than Nickelodeon. I don't know why, I feel like I'm more of a Disney Channel person than a Nickelodeon person actually. And I feel like that's all for today's stream. I've been streaming for a while, and also I think I'll be streaming next week's same time, same place. And I'm also having a bonus birthday stream this year, so you can look out on the schedule. It's on 23rd of July, and the same time, it's on a Saturday instead of a Friday. So I'm changing it. Instead of a Friday, it's a Saturday stream. So okay, thank you so much for joining me this session, and see you next week. Bye. Oh wait, and goodbye, Annie. Glad I could stick to. I'm glad that I could stick to the end this time. Thank you so much, Wonderland, and see you later.